Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Honk. Tennessee just announced their 2024 Hall of Fame class. It's going to be a 7-member class that's going to be inducted during a ceremony on April 26th at Regal Square. And it is going to be John Henderson headlining that. The former Vol is going to be followed by 6 others, including many from the basketball team as well as the volleyball team. The Kansas City Police Department have put out a new bit of information saying that this was not terrorism or anything else. It was actually started due to a dispute between several members that were in attendance to yesterday's parade for the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Seahawks have let Geno Smith know that he will be on the roster at the end of the week. What's that mean for him? That means that he's going to get paid $12.7 million of that in that fully guaranteed contract that he is due next season. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Three HL 104.5 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Bray Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great. What's today?
No, it's not.
What's the day?
Thursday.
Thursday.
I knew I'd get you.
Hey, guess what? It's
'Cause I didn't know
in
either.
my head yesterday, though. I was listening to y'all, and I heard you.
I
do
did a
the
good
update.
job, didn't I?
You did do. I don't know what Babs did. Babs sounded like she was out of breath.
She like sang it.
Yeah.
Day.
She did, dude. Hey, man.
It needs like
it's
staccato
Thursday.
music turn.
Yeah, you gotta. You gotta bounce it. You know what I mean? She don't got New Orleans bounce.
Slay's here.
I'm in the building. Yes, honk.
I've figured out Hunk's little play in there.
You know how he does
If he's way behind, he'll hit a different one.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the first one I go to.
Executive producer of 3HL is Joe Hunt.
Sup?
Babs is dealing with a dog issue today.
Man.
Not the same dog.
That's what's crazy.
This is what happens when you have 4 dogs.
Babs, man. Babs got a little kennel going on over there. Ooh, we might need to
Can
stop
you
by and help
imagine
out.
the expense? Like when we were in Vegas, Travis was also out of town, and they had to board 4 dogs.
And then
Can
the
you
dog
imagine
get
how
hurt.
expensive that must be? Need to ask her. I had to ask her that.
Oh, I don't want to know. No, I don't want to know at all.
You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
And kind of Twitch, please.
Yeah. Evan and Bake Chat is open. By the way, we've got no rhyme or reason. Like, so, I don't know. If you listen to the show, you probably figured this out. Like, back in the day, you would start each top of the hour with, like, the headlines and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the way we do the show is, like, we're in a river. And we know where the finish line is.
Right.
And so, like, sometimes you go over to the left side, sometimes you go over to the right side, sometimes you hit some rapids. And so the show kind of does itself, even though we do have a list of topics.
Yeah.
So there's not necessarily, like, we have to hit the big headline here.
Right
You know
here
what I
at this
mean?
point, yeah.
It's just kind of changed, and people are in and out and all those things. But I did see this, and I don't know if you saw this. I know Hunk did, and I know he got excited because I got excited, and all God's children got excited. EA Sports College on X, at EA Sports College, dropped a tease today.
What they dropping about what?
About the college football game that's coming out this summer.
It's this summer for sure.
This summer,
Now
Now they
for
keep
sure.
on baiting me. They keep on baiting. Like they almost
Those were
turned me
some of
off.
the comments, and they were like, I'm telling you, it's happening. So the full-on trailer, the official trailer for college football, EA Sports College Football, will drop in May.
Okay.
This was like a little tease.
Just a little tease.
Yeah,
Just a little-
okay. I feel like I've been teased for 3 years.
Basically, the whole video
Somebody-
is just them
someone gotta get
showing,
in.
hey, we're updating everything. Here's us working on all these little bitty different pieces of the
Okay.
game. That's all it was.
Oh, yeah. Candy makes a good point. No video today. Yeah, no video today. I thank you, Candy, for reminding us. It's just today, I think.
We do have a window. If you wanted to, you can come up in and try to peek in it.
We're on the second floor, Slay.
They can be tall.
Yeah, but like if you stand over there across division, like at the Electric Jane entrance and use binoculars, you could see in the room.
Yeah.
It might look weird.
Yeah. You might only see caps and heads, but other than that, yeah. Or they can get on, like on the cartoons, get on top of somebody's shoulders, on top of somebody's shoulders, on top of somebody's shoulders.
Yeah.
They ain't
Like
get
they're
all
a
that.
who. in The Grinch.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and then they start swaying.
Yep. Yeah,
Like
that'd
they're
be
about
dope.
to,
Yeah.
Well, that sounded really southern right there. Swaying.
Yeah.
Swaying.
All you need is a guitar.
Yeah, that's all I need. That is all I need.
Rascal just left.
How about yeah, he can play guitar. How about a pogo stick?
Oh, but you're gonna miss a.
Did you ever do a pogo stick?
I did.
I always wanted to as a kid. I never could find one.
So I did. I forgot where I did it. I think they had done it at like a carnival or something, and it really don't work like it's supposed to.
You don't go up that much,
Yeah,
right?
and I'm thinking Tigger mindset, like winning from Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That was pretty good, huh? But I could never get the bounce. I had like 3 bounces. 3 bounces and it was over. Wasn't no more good. The little springs would make some funny noises. Yeah.
I mean, the bigger you are, the funnier the noises.
That's what I was thinking while I was doing it. Because the little dude got on and did it.
Yeah, so the game is going to drop in the summer. How much do you think that they could charge for that game and not affect sales negatively?
Again, rumors are already saying that it may be over $100 because of NIL.
I would pay. What would you pay for the college football game?
I mean, again, I already play
$2.99.
Yeah, I already pay $100 for MLB The Show, and that's going to drop in the middle of March. So going over $100 for this game, I am all in.
I'm gonna tell you what they would have to do to me. They're gonna have to give me with the first. The first would kind of be 125. I can't go over 125 on the first. You got to reel me back in. I know it's gonna be great, but what if it, with glitches and all that? Like,
I don't care.
All it's going to be is basically
glitches.
this year's Madden. It's going to look like this year's Madden, which looked amazing.
EA Sports College Football is the greatest game in the history of games.
I love it. I'm like, it's gonna make me go buy a game console. I ain't bought one since I retired, so I'll be.
Here's the other thing: are they doing college basketball also?
Well, I think that they're going to start with this, and then I personally believe they're eventually going to
So
move over to
2025 maybe.
college basketball, may even do college baseball, depending on how well sales are and how much they can make off NIL. And so you're going to see those roll out. But see, the part about this is if you play Madden, you have the MUT, which is my ultimate team. They're going to have that in college football. So if they get to that and they get to a college basketball game, they'll need legendary players from particular conferences and eras. So there's, may or may not have to do with somebody in that room over there.
I wonder what they gonna give me. Would I get residuals or just one check?
No, you'll get residuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I need them to be about at least $300-400 a month.
Why don't you write them and tell them? Like you did, did Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
you make things happen, man.
I'm telling you, don't send me Babs a little residual check for.
Oh, she got a check yesterday for Nashville. She was in the show Nashville. She played a reporter, which was quite a stretch for her. Yeah. But she got a check yesterday, Slay.
Yeah.
2 cents.
See what I'm saying? Don't dare send me that. Keep it. Let mine build up over years and get to me when I'm like 70 or 80. At least I can get $1,000.
You'd have like $12 or something.
Huh? No, keep that one too.
For the 2 cents?
Yeah, pass that down to the generation after next then. They'll be balling for a meal or somewhere.
Quick stat. I can already tell we're going to be all over the place.
I love it. I really want to tell my story. I got a story.
Can you tell that story?
The first part of the story.
Can you?
I don't know.
There might be some legal action involved in that.
Yeah, I might
story.
Yeah, I was an eyewitness. Well, no, I wasn't. I was kind of.
I mean, you were first on the scene.
Yeah, second.
Second on the scene. After who? The security guard?
Some ladies wandering in the hallway. They got locked out.
Some lady wandering in the hallway. There was some yelling and screaming. Slave had witnessed, and there you go.
2 in the morning.
Had to go get security.
Mm-hmm.
Security took care of it.
They did, along with the Charlotte Police Department, CPD. I think.
I don't know why that makes me laugh.
What
security department, along with the security guard, along with the Charlotte Police Department.
Security can do it by itself.
Oh, man. Former Titans offensive guard Zach Pillar will stop by and holler at us in studio in just a little bit. Actually, just a few minutes. Greg Cosell, executive producer and analyst for NFL Matchup with Darius Butler and Sal Powell and Cosell, senior producer at NFL Films for 44 years. We'll hop on at 4:20, recap the Super Bowl, and hit some wide receivers in the draft.
Oh, that's what I'm with.
There was it Field Yates yesterday that had his first mock draft on ESPN.com?
I believe that's who you. Yeah, I believe that's the one you
Wait,
did.
I have it right here in front of me.
Because he's like
Goofball.
out of everybody that is doing a mock draft, he's the only one that doesn't have the Titans taking an offensive lineman.
Yeah, Field Yates, first mock draft up on ESPN.com. Slay Dog, listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
This is Field Yates. He doesn't have the Titans taking an offensive lineman or Brock Bowers.
Who was he listening to? Phil Yates, he kind of reputable. Isn't that right? Reputable.
Yeah, reputable.
There it is.
Yes, you got there. Bears, number 1, Caleb Williams. Commanders, number 2, Jaden Daniels, LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots, number 3, Drake May, North Carolina. Cardinals, Ohio State wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. We'll get more on him from Greg Cosell today. Chargers, Notre Dame offensive tackle Joe Alt, so he's gone.
Dang.
6, Giants, LSU wide receiver Malik Neighbors. So 2 LSU players in the top 6, according to Field Yates.
Tough, Brian Kelly.
And then the Titans at 7.
Taking
Washington wide receiver Rome Odunze. Say he's the best receiver in the draft, most complete receiver in the draft, contact catches, great route runner, best route runner in the draft, can get deep also.
I don't know how I feel about that, Euro.
You don't?
No, I'm not sure. Who would you say took Joe out?
Chargers.
Chargers. Man.
We'll get more on Odunze from Greg Cosell.
Yeah, no, I can be. I think I can be talked into it. I could be talked into Brock Bowers. This wide receiver is going to take some talking to, some sitting down and talking to.
Quick stat: Chiefs' offensive line led the NFL in holding penalties this year.
And won the Super Bowl.
The 3 Super Bowls they've won with Patrick Mahomes, they have not had one holding call.
Really?
Talk about stepping up in a big game.
Dude.
3 Super Bowls, not one holding call. And they were the best at holding this year.
Yeah,
not one holding call.
Hey, man, sometimes you got to lock in.
And when I saw that tweet today, there were like all kinds of pictures of the Chiefs guys like holding people.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny. Goes right along with your conspiracy theory, people.
I mean, it's there. It's there.
All right, Zach Pillar next, 3HL 1045 this home.
What's happening, folks? Ron Slay here, man. And you know I'm doing a lot of traveling right now with, covering a little basketball, coming back here to do radio. I'm locked in and not locked out. And the reason I'm not locked out is because I got my knee working, man. Knee feels great. Inflammation has been attacked. So now there is no more burning sensation. Like when I used to sit with my knees 90 degrees, like, good gosh, dude, for too long, more than 30 minutes, it would be so painful. I went to Kellum Stem Cell Institute. That's right. Dr. Kellum, they got it handled. They went and did the holistic stem cell therapy. My body, my cells, my solution can be the same for you. All they did was harvested your body stem cells. Then when they're also stored, don't forget that part, stored for future use. But when they were redeployed, they went right in my knee and directly went to the inflammation. Took it right up out of me. I've not had a pain yet, and I played 14 years pro. You can do the same thing if you're just normal and not playing. Just regular activities. 615-850-4415, KellumStemCellInstitute.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Don Davenport on assignment.
What up, dog?
You tired?
No, I'm not, man. I'm actually cool. I'll probably crash tonight. That's usually when I do my crashing.
The night after.
Yeah, the night after. It's kind of like games. Like after a game, I can never really just go to sleep after a game. But the night after, on an off day, I would sleep all day.
For those who don't know,
go out
you were in Charlotte yesterday working, doing SEC network work, and we'll talk about the two games that happened yesterday in just a little bit. But flew in this morning.
That's right.
Saw Kyle Turley at the airport.
I did. I saw KT at the airport, man. I was looking down, too. He stopped me.
Yeah.
Like, who is this big dude? Oh, what up, KT?
He's so big.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, what's up?
This guy's big, too. Zach Pillar, former Titans offensive guard in the studio. Zach, what's up? How are you?
Sure.
Thanks for having me, boys. Good to be here.
You go way back with Kyle Turley also, don't you?
That's my boy.
We keep seeing him in the airport. He was on our plane to Vegas.
So
Yep, he was in Vegas. I think he's running for president.
He's running for vice president.
With Jim McMahon.
Jim McMahon is
I talked to Jim McMahon, too.
Yeah.
I talked to them both. Yep.
We had
Good luck.
those two crazy knuckleheads on the show. Yeah, good luck. I'm like, how did this come about? And they were like, well,
Oh, you had him on.
yeah. They were like, well, we were sitting around smoking, and next thing you know, we're running for president.
Yep.
Well,
here we are.
It's the cannabis party.
That's the name.
You got three pretty interesting choices.
That was a great way to put it, too.
I didn't think about it like that. Biden, Trump, or Jim McMahon.
That's it, right?
You never know. That's like old Brewster's Millions. Remember when who's my man? Richard Pryor ran for on None of the Above.
Yep.
You can't do that, unfortunately. You can't run on None of the Above, or that would probably win.
How are you with your sleep habits? Like, I know, so rest in peace, Steve McNair, your guy.
Yes.
He would have been 51 yesterday.
Yeah.
And July 4th will be 15 freaking years. But I know he used to sleep before games. Like, he would find a dark room wherever he was and go to sleep. Were you like that, or did you have to get like ramped up?
No, Steve was legendary on his naps on where to find a place to go relax for a long time.
Yeah, like road games and everything. Like
they always found a little somewhere, and especially like the stadiums then were a little bit older too.
Yeah.
So they would find little spots for him. But I never listened to music before games. And
You didn't?
No, our offensive line was pretty chill. So I just kind of followed
Really?
That's crazy.
Well, I kind of
y'all were through the whistle to the nth degree, guys.
Well, before games, I think we were real laid back and going over our assignments. I always went over to B-Hop before we went out on the field and just looked over our playbook one last time, just make sure we were on the same page with all the looks that we had seen. And Benji did the same thing with the right tackle and always talked to the center. So we just kind of laid around and waited.
You just showed up and just waylaid people once the whistle blew.
We tried.
Game time, yeah.
Couple false starts from Fred, and then here we go. Just kidding, Fred.
Just to start
wherever
us
you're
up,
at.
just to get us going.
So I was in the press box that game when he was playing for the Rams, and he had 7 false starts.
He got frazzled.
On Javon, he was lining up against Javon Curse.
Yeah,
he had 7 false starts, and I was stringing reports to the New York Jets of all thing radio network, and like it became a thing that I had to keep updating. Like I've never seen anything like that. But the freak did that to a lot of people.
The fans were incredible our rookie year. You know what I mean? Like,
Y'all didn't lose?
Nashville didn't know how to act like pro sports fans.
No,
They
it was
were
like a
acting like
college football.
college
Yeah, exactly.
fans. So it was loud even when we were on offense, or even in the preseason, the stadium was sold out. It was like, it was awesome. So, anywho, it's good to be here. And how are my sleep habits now? They're pretty good.
Pretty good.
I sleep pretty good lately. I did something yesterday, which is, I know it's off the course, but I did something called lens therapy. Have y'all ever heard of that?
No.
LENS. I don't know. It's like Doc from Back to the Future when he had that big thing on his head when Marty showed up to his house in 1955. So they put that on my head, and then they took this like Ghostbuster wand and flashed it around me. But I think
that's right here.
What was the goal of this?
It's trying to like straighten out all your frontal lobe issues.
Wow.
And I'm super quick to snap. So It's calmed me down, actually.
I've never seen you not calm.
Well,
and I've been around you quite a bit lately.
I feel a sense of calm today. But I'm super grateful to be here. And, I want to say this before I get off the air here. This weekend is
you got 2 seconds.
Is Disturbed at Bridgestone.
That's this weekend. You've been excited about this for a long time.
I was supposed to go to the concert with Frank Wycheck.
Yes.
And so we were going to get in the mosh pit together.
Ooh.
So
that would have been something.
If you see a Wycheck jersey in the mosh pit this weekend at the Bridgestone Arena during the Disturbed concert, it's Zach Pillar. It's yours truly, man.
So you're going? Are you going in?
Dude.
You're going with a bunch of people or what? Like, what does this look like? Just you?
It's me and 3 other guys right now.
Okay. And so you're going to be in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
And you're going to be do you have like incredible access, like backstage and all this stuff?
No, we don't have. I just bought tickets like a normal guy, but I'm going to get in the pit.
And see what happens.
And I'm gonna have to represent Frank. I'm gonna wear a white check jersey. I don't know if I'm gonna wear a white jersey or blue. Don't wear white.
No, you'll get stuff on it.
Is this your first time going in the pit?
No. Back when I'm 47, but in my 20s, I lived in the pit.
That's
baby.
what they lived in the pit.
Won't you get stuff on the white jersey, like drinks or blood or something?
But maybe Frankie can see me from the heavens. You know?
Yeah, angelic. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I heard the pit was pretty serious. Like, it's elbows, you get out.
Depends on the act, too, but
wait a minute, and then get back in.
Yeah, then I won't get hurt. I ain't worried about it. I'm just
people bounce off you.
Roll in and roll out.
I think you know.
I'll be past setting on people. I won't, Dan.
Get them off.
Zach Pillar with us in studio. Check him out on Instagram. Give him a follow, Zach Pillar Design 69, and you're up to all kinds of things, including raising money right now.
Yeah, at Neighbors, at all Neighbors locations, our Rally on the Runway fundraiser kicked off last week, where we are defending champions of Rally on the Runway. Team Lane. Lane last year came down, a neighbor kid of mine, of ours, he came down with brain cancer. And when I say came down, I guess that's a weird way of putting it, but he found out he had brain cancer. He was having really bad headaches. I was on this show last year, crying my eyes out.
Yes,
I remember it. And I saw him yesterday, and he's doing great. And he doesn't have brain cancer anymore, but he was too sick to be a rally kid last year, and so he's going to be a rally kid this year. So it's a super great thing. Dawn Davenport is on my team. Yep. Neighbors Helping Neighbors. So go to all our links and Instagrams and donate, and then on Tuesdays at all the Neighbors locations, our Titan sandwich, all the 100% of the proceeds are going to go to Rally. So if you want to eat a pretty good sandwich called the Titan, do that. And we've got like 7-8 more weeks, so we're going to keep pushing it as much as we can. We raise a bunch of money where if you get over $50,000 raised, you can get a medical grant issued to you. So Gina, the mother of Lane, has the ability to go research which doctor she wants to send this money to that's researching the specific cancer that affected her son's brain. So it's super incredible. And to watch these kids walk down a runway and model, and they're being escorted by current Tennessee Titan football players.
That's incredible.
It's something.
What an experience.
It's at Marathon Music Works. It's on April 18th. Anybody can buy a ticket to it. And but Neighbors Helping Neighbors is my team for Team Lane, and we want to raise as much money as we can for all these kids and try to make a difference. 93 cents on every dollar donated goes straight to Rally, so it's a really good organization to do that. And I'm going to keep promoting it for the next 9 weeks, and see where we land at the end of the challenge on April 18th. Thanks for having me, by the way.
Yeah. Fundraise.rallyfoundation.org is one way. Also, follow Zach Pillar Design 69. You can get all kinds of information.
I got a little fundraiser on there. And I took pictures with Lane yesterday. His mom was tripping, saying, I don't think this boy's ever going to have hair again, just because of how hard the chemo was. And he had a full head of hair yesterday. Wow. So it was great to see him. And the guy that was taking pictures with me, his name's Quinn. He was like, I never would have known that boy had brain cancer.
That's dope, man.
And I was like, I'm telling you.
Golly,
So how's the new Neighbors location in the Gulch going? It's Victoria busy?
She's super busy. There's a couple leaks that are coming out of the icon, above us.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so that's kind of messing with some tables. And we've had an influx of employees coming in and out, coming and going a little bit.
Yeah.
When you start a new business.
that happens when you start, right? In the restaurant business?
Yeah, in the restaurant business. And but overall, I think our service has been really good. I've been busting some tables, which is fun to do. I think our staff is really knowledgeable. And I'll say this, our first fundraiser that we did to kick this thing off is $50 a seat for that Super Bowl, and 100% of the proceeds went to Rally. And everybody in Nashville that came to Neighbors, they supported the heck out of it.
That's
and we
a
raised
great
a bunch
idea.
of money. I don't
Yeah.
want to say how much we raised initially. We're not allowed to say
Okay.
what we're raising until the end. But we stepped off. We started strong. And, man, you know how Nashville is and how Tennessee is. I talked about it before. This is a volunteer state. And so
Always rally.
it's a lot of good humans around here, and they're always looking to try to help. And I guess maybe that rubbed off on me. You know what I mean?
Good.
Something like that.
Rally on the Runway, Team Lane, April 18th at Marathon Music Works. Zach Pillar Design 69. Give him a follow, and you'll get all kinds of info there.
I mean, a little bit of info.
Well, I
You
mean,
may be entertained a little bit.
You can see you busting tables on there too.
You got-
Follow
you-
Neighbors as well.
That was cool.
that's right.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yep.
So look at Pillar. He's making his way through.
I've seen it firsthand. He does a good job.
Oh,
Yep.
Attention to detail.
I might give him a tip.
I like to wash dishes and bus tables. That's my role.
That's your go-to.
That's my fallback, brother.
It's a comfy place right there.
Bubba and Dixon on YouTube says Neighbors Cool Springs is the spot. That's actually McEwen. The Cubano, hands down best sandwich.
Yeah, we have a lot of good food. We R&D, research and develop all our food. I have to eat everything at least 10 or 12 times. I'm trying to get carrot cake on the menu. I've been through like 13 carrot cakes.
Let me look
to
at these
decide.
desserts real quick.
Which, man, we got a cookie thing, skillet.
No.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's okay. I mean, I want carrot cake, man. I want
The cookie skillet thing is
Zach, don't just overlook
everyone that goes there loves that.
Don't
though.
overlook what the original chocolate chip cookie can do for people, though. I know the carrot cake can move that food. You talking
Well,
about?
I'm trying to
talking
mix a
about
vegetable
language.
into my life, with the
Yeah.
carrot cake.
A little trickery.
I'm
Okay,
just
a
kidding.
little sorcery.
I figured I'd get a laugh out of
So,
it.
yeah, that's a
I get
sorcery.
a
I know what
laugh
you're trying to
out
do. No, the skillet cookie, dog. Anybody got a skillet cookie, I'm on my way.
Yeah, but you're gonna burn kids with the skillet, man. That's
You got to hurry up and take it away. Hurry up and take it away.
It's a danger.
Jim freaking Nance says, I don't think anyone's going to hurt Zach in the pit.
I'm going in, man.
Going in.
Maybe I'll get everybody to pick me up. I can crowd surf.
Yeah,
Chris Glide said, I have a great story about how Zach and Brad Hopkins did some bouncing for me when a customer would get out of hand. I don't know what that
I
is.
don't know what that means. But
Yeah, Dewey, Cheatham, and Hal ate at Zach's Franklin restaurant last week. Good food, pretty waitresses, and terrific atmosphere. I'll visit some of the other locations.
nice.
So,
Thank you. Thank you for helping.
there you
Support
go.
us.
Hey, so 1996 national championship at Florida.
Long time ago.
How much did it mean for that group of guys to beat Florida State for that national championship? Like if you got to beat
It meant a lot
somebody.
because we had lost to them in the last game of the year.
Yep.
Or before the SEC championship, but we had to get that win because I had gotten I got in trouble that week.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I went to Tropical Isle on a Wednesday night and tried to see how many hand grenades I could drink.
Oh, wow.
And then I ended up at the Cat's Meow, and I had some teammates singing karaoke, and I saw some FSU football players up there or in the bar, and I ended up jumping on stage and causing a big ruckus. So that morning, I'm in the dining hall.
Did you have to meet with Spurrier?
That morning, I'm in the dining hall, and you used to have a stack of newspapers, I grab a paper, and everybody's looking at me. I'm like, what's going on here? And I grab the sports page, and it said, "Song for Pillar, Hit the Road, Zach."
Oh,
on the
no.
cover. And Dan Lebitard had written an article that said how I had walked my 300 plus pounds of liquid courage up on stage. Ooh.
Wow.
So that Thursday practice was tough. That Friday practice was tough. And I knew on Friday night, I knew that if we weren't going to if we did not beat the FSU Seminoles, that I was not going to be a Gator on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it was.
Did you have to meet with Spurrier about that?
I had a moment with Coach Spurrier. He didn't have a lot of time for me. He was worried about bigger things, beating FSU.
Yeah.
He didn't really want to worry about.
But he did address that situation.
I mean, it was addressed. I knew I was no longer. I knew I was no longer going to be a Florida Gator on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes, and everybody on the team did. I mean, it was pretty obvious.
You had to go out there and handle business with everyone.
52-20.
Yeah,
52-20.
Spanking.
But what's going on with the Titans now? Why is everybody up in arms? Are we all happy? Are we good?
I mean, everybody's kind
good.
of like I said yesterday. It's kind of the butt sniffing stage with the new coach and staff and all of those things. So, I mean, he's saying all the right things, and
I agree. I agree with everything you guys say. We're going to get the left tackle from Notre Dame, right? Then our left
I don't
side
know.
will be good.
We saw one yesterday that Field Yates from ESPN had the Titans taking a wide receiver.
Wouldn't be a bad deal with DeAndre Hopkins, but you gotta make sure Levis is protected. I can't believe Derrick Henry got 1,000 yards this year. That's incredible. I mean, it just shows you how awesome. I mean, that guy is a beast. I would re-sign him if you could. I would try to find any kind of tight end. Give me any kind of Delaney Walker wannabe.
So if Brock Bowers from Georgia was there at 7,
is that a tight end?
Yeah.
I don't know. A rookie. I mean, can't I get some old vet?
Stud.
I mean, if he's a stud, who was the O.J. McDuffie? Wasn't he a stud out of Alabama? No, who was the tight end?
O.J. Howard.
O.J. Howard was supposed to be the baddest thing out of Alabama years ago, and I wanted him then. So, it always seems like the white guys from Iowa are the only ones that are any good at tight end.
Well, he's
right?
a white guy from Georgia.
Yeah.
But here's the difference between him and those two guys. There's a clip out of him, like, blocking the hell out of people.
Yeah, that's cool. Like Jeremy Shockey.
And he's the best athlete on the field at the tight end position. It's crazy.
If you're a tight end that has pride in their blocking, that's a sick combination. I mean, nowadays, I know that they're lined up wide. You split them out.
They're big wide receivers.
Back in the day, you get like Jeremy Shockey. When I was with the Giants for half hour, he loved blocking people and like talking junk while he was blocking them. And if you get some of those cats that enjoy
violent with it,
so the offensive line will gravitate toward a guy like that, right? Like you love seeing that as an offensive lineman. This guy's got some of us in it.
Yeah, we like that stuff. Yeah, even if you see a receiver put his head in there, hands in there. I mean, it takes some stones to try to crack somebody. You know what I mean? Especially somebody who might be 50 pounds bigger than you. There are receivers outside are asked to go hit a linebacker or something. But I mean, if you put your head, that's the thing that why football is such a interesting sport where on any given play you can be the reason why the play didn't break.
I'll tell you why Slay quit football, speaking of that, when we come back. Zach Pillar in studio. Give him a follow on Insta. Zach Pillar Design 69. Rally on the Runway coming up on April 18th. Raising money. Great cause. We'll be right back. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
All right, mortgage rates have come down a lot in the past couple of months, and Loan Pronto is helping everybody take advantage of fixed rates with APRs in the 5s. So maybe you got stuck with a bad mortgage rate last year. Loan Pronto can help you switch it out for a much better payment right now. They do it fast, they do it with no appraisal, and they do it with no closing costs. And here's the part I love about Loan Pronto, started by Roger Moore, a guy who said, you know what, people need an easier way. There has to be a better way to do loans and not be buried in a bunch of paperwork, more of a quicker process and all of that. So Roger simplified the process with Loan Pronto. And the best part is their ability to make sure to get you, the consumer, the lowest rate. And a lot of what they do, they start it. It's all electronic, all digital, no extra fees hidden. They start it online. So you can go to loanpronto.com, start the entire process. They'll take care of you. Maybe you need cash out with the equity in your home. They can do that too. Loan Pronto, the place to call. Loanpronto.com, 615-499-5780. Go online at loanpronto.com or call them 499-5780. Loan Pronto, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Rod Slay with you. Zach Pillar Design on Instagram. Zach Pillar in studio. He is going to be in the mosh pit at the Disturbed concert. And he's very excited about this. You've been talking about this mosh pit for a long time.
Well, I mean, I was going to get in it with Wycheck.
Yeah.
And so now when I called my daughter crying, Zoe, she's like, well, you got to get in the pit.
For
Dad.
Wycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. I'm going in.
So
It's gonna feel like, you know what it's gonna feel like? It's gonna feel like 1998 when it was T. Martin and the Tennessee Vols against Doug Johnson and the Florida Gators,
Doug
number
Johnson.
one.
And
I
Jesse
think we were
Palmer.
number one, maybe Jesse Palmer too.
Y'all were flipping quarterbacks every
We
play.
were in overtime, and
that was a mosh pit.
we missed an extra. We missed a field goal in overtime.
Yeah.
And then
Collins
I got
Cooper.
in the pit. I had to get off that field, dude. And there's 110,000 people in Neyland Stadium on the field. And I had to get back in the locker room.
Do you want to know how weird this is that you just brought that up? I actually had that written down to ask you.
Wow.
Getting off the field 1998 against Tennessee. So how hard was that? Like, what was that
I was
like?
in pads,
Kept your helmet on.
kept my helmet on, and just, I mean, at that point, you're just letting out all your anger for losing.
I love it.
I mean, I don't know. I probably had a handful of folks in the what do
Tennessee
they
fan.
wear? What do they wear?
The overalls.
The overalls. I probably flipped a few overalls. There's some mullets probably got flipped.
snatched out.
I was sprinting off the field.
How intense was that game?
I don't really remember that one.
Really?
I think I don't know if we had the ball very long. I looked at it. I looked back at it maybe like, I don't know, 6 months, a year ago.
There were
I didn't
so
watch.
many
5
pros.
turnovers. We had 5 turnovers to 0.
Yeah.
And we lost in overtime.
Nuts.
So that means that I don't even know what we were doing. So good luck.
That was,
that's where we talk about having some luck and timing and
Yeah.
needing a little bit of this and that. And
Yep.
I think we talked about the Clint Sterner.
Just saw him in
You know,
Vegas, too.
so it's all, everything happens, you know.
That's the game that Al Wilson had 15 tackles, like 3 forced fumbles.
Is Al Wilson in the Hall of Fame, by the way?
College.
Yeah,
He's in the College Football Hall of Fame.
I mean, that guy
Just
was a
when,
beast in the
2 years ago?
in UT, talking and a grown ass
Yeah.
man. By the
Yes.
way, he looked like he was 35 in
and he
college.
kept bouncing around.
His eyes, you know, like
Yep.
big bags under his
Yep.
eyes.
Mhm.
Yeah, like he just
Hell yeah.
looked like a
A man.
man,
Yeah.
and he hit like a man.
Yeah.
He was one of them guys. I was like, dang, you know, this is
That dude was serious.
yeah. He was, and he played forever in the NFL.
Yep.
But and then he developed like a neck back thing and actually ended his career early.
Well,
but,
that's because he'd knocked the hell out of you with his neck and his back.
but you go back and watch like the Tennessee Florida game, and he's like bouncing around pre-snap. Like you have no idea what gap he's about to come through,
Yep.
No.
It's a different cat.
and he's coming hard.
Very.
That's for sure. That's funny. I had that written down. Yeah, that was a mosh pit. That's for sure. I was on the field when that kick went wide left. You couldn't really tell where I was because I was looking at the goalpost like it was over there. But I mean, within 3 seconds, there were thousands of people over the top of us. I mean, it was crazy.
Dope.
But
Yeah,
that's how good y'all were.
Yeah,
When you slipped up,
question.
then
Yeah, when we lost 5 games there, and
5.
That's
in every
crazy.
game it seemed like every game they rushed the field.
Yeah.
Now we got rolled by Nebraska in the Fiesta, so they didn't rush the field there. But
Until that LSU team, I thought that Nebraska team, the 95 Nebraska team, was the best college football team I've ever seen.
yeah, they had like
They blew everybody
white
out.
linemen that were faster than our
Yeah.
receivers.
What was Tommy Frazier? What was it?
That was Tommy Frazier.
Yeah, that was
95.
Tommy Frazier.
Yeah.
I think he just
93.
scored
Yeah.
again.
And on defense, like they had like 8 sacks too because
Yeah.
Spurrier wouldn't keep somebody back like a protector.
They had the black shirts, the black shirt defense. They called it. That's what they call it. They were all like hardcore. All the Jason Peter brothers and all of them. You remember them? All them Peter brothers.
Yeah,
And they always had like some sort of Makovich fullback
Yeah.
that would always get it.
Yep.
you got to watch out for brothers that play defense together.
Yeah, buddy.
I told you I was going to tell you. You were talking about like Jeremy Shockey, like giving up 50 pounds and still putting people down and talking trash and all those things. So Slay quit football because he was, as a wide receiver, asked to go block a linebacker.
Yeah, I was told to go do a crackback block
Against Father Ryan.
Yeah, against one of the Mondelli brothers who were like, when you talk about Al, that was like an Al Wilson at Father Ryan. They ruled Tennessee. We're in pursuit of a back-to-back-to-back championship. And I went to go crack back on him, and he didn't see me coming. And I don't know if he caught me at the last moment, but even when he did see me, he just ran through me. And all I remember was going on my back. Mind you, I'm about 185 at this time. I remember falling back, and my ear pad flew out my helmet. And I was looking up like, dang. And I've hit the ground, boom. And the first thing that came to my mind was the program, the movie The Program.
Yeah.
When the snot
Old
bubbles
school.
came out.
Of course.
And snot bubbles came out of me. And I was like, wow, I'm like in a movie right now. And I looked over, and the play worked. Like, we got the first down, Santonio Beard.
Way to
his
sacrifice
birthday was
your
yesterday,
body
too.
for the
Ain't that
first
crazy?
down.
Yeah, so, rest in peace to Santonio, man. But that was, dude, I gave my all right then, and that kind of, I told Coach Fitzgerald, man, we can't never do that
That's
again.
it.
Yeah, I can't do no crackback block.
Yeah, I was a basketball player until I stopped growing.
See?
Because I transferred high schools to play basketball, and then the running back coach saw me my sophomore year and said, "Hey, boy, you're going to play football."
It was that simple.
I quit 3 times because
I'm going to play it.
I want to sit in the gym.
Yeah.
But
Nicer than
the athletic director was like,
Nice.
"Hey, boy, do your parents have any money for college?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "You better take your ass back on the football field."
Yeah, better go where it makes sense then.
Could you have made it as a college basketball player?
Yeah, I was getting recruited to small JUCOs and
Yeah.
little NAIA, but I mean, my basketball coach knew I wanted to go D1, and I wasn't going to go D1 for basketball. But, you have to learn to – I mean, I had to learn to like football. You know what I mean? Because, even putting the pads on and the helmet, I mean, it's difficult. And then I was still young when I was playing in the NFL as far as how many years I had played, because I hadn't played till my sophomore year, and really my sophomore year I didn't play. But
if you're not out there with a good group, I'm not sure you can get out of it what you're supposed to. Because what kept me in football was the band of brothers that I had. Like,
It's different, isn't it?
Dude, it's like different. Basketball is one thing. Like, you got to camaraderie that's like no other.
You
bro.
have that
Football?
in basketball and baseball and football, but football's a little different.
That's some different. Hey, I love them dudes. Like,
well, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
I mean,
chills,
depending on whoever your boss is, whoever's even listening on the radio, whoever your boss is, they really can control your destiny, whether your days are good and bad, which really is difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I got cut from the Titans and I went to Detroit, I mean, they were doing everything illegal. And everything I did for the offensive line coach in the offseason was wrong. And I was sitting there going, dang, dude, how is Mike Munchak, a Hall of Fame guard and allegedly the greatest O-line coach in the NFL right now, and he's taught me everything ass backwards? Is that what you're telling me? And I mean, some of these organizations,
You know more than him?
Yeah, some of these organizations, I mean, obviously Detroit's turned it around, but Dan Campbell was on the team when I was there, and I spoke up to they were crushing all the union rules, and so I was in front of the team, and I said, hey, what's the story with the union rules around here?
And then what happened?
Oh, I got cut the next
I was
day.
going to say, hey, buddy, we don't mention that.
I got cut the next day. But guess what? You should have then remember the ESPN commercial with Evander Holyfield chasing down Charlie Steiner?
No.
You ever seen that one?
I'm gonna pull it up.
You seen that one?
Yes.
That was me looking for Rod Marinelli in the Detroit Lions facility, because I got cut the next day because everybody was patting me on the back when I brought it up.
Yeah.
And everybody's like,
That's like Jerry
Finally.
Maguire. Finally, somebody said it, and then he got fired.
100%.
Same thing.
Dude. I felt like Fred Flintstone leaving a Water Buffalo Lodge meeting. I mean, everybody was cheering me, dude. And then the next day, I was like, and so I had Drew Rosenhaus was my agent, and he was like, yeah, dude, the GM called me and said, because you brought up the union rules, they cut your ass.
Wow.
And then he said, do you want to file a grievance? Because I had talked to Peter Sherman. Remember Peter Sherman? He was he was like, yeah, we know what they did.
His kid's a good player now.
And they were like, yeah, we know what you did. And I said, well, if I file a grievance, I'm out of the league.
That blackballed.
Yeah.
And so I didn't file a grievance. I ended up signing with the Giants. And then Michael Strahan came out of retirement. And then Tom Coughlin called me in the office and cut me. And that's my whole connection of I was going to write a book and tell all my football stories.
Yeah.
Why I hate Michael Strahan, and he doesn't even know me.
Would have been a great
But, full circle, I will say this, which is extremely sad in a sense. I actually just saw that Michael Strahan's daughter, Isabella, had brain cancer.
Yeah.
So I texted him. He didn't know that I had his number, but I had a buddy that played with him at the Giants, and I reached out to him. And so we become actually pretty close just in the last 4 damn weeks, maybe 6 weeks. I texted him, was like, bro, I this is something I'm passionate about. And you had me crying. I mean, he had me crying in my house, watching him hold up with his daughter there. So he's been really nice. And he was super respectful of basically saying, what I texted him was a little bit more authentic than the normal, like, hope you're well and, good luck with your daughter. That kind of stuff. Everybody's dealing with stuff.
Every time.
Yes. You need to catch yourself. I've had to catch myself the last 3 days. I don't know what's going on around here. Zach Pillar Design 69 on Instagram. Give him a follow. Help him out. Rally on the runways coming up on April 18th at Marathon Music Works. Team Lane, who dealt with brain cancer. And you guys are doing an incredible job, man. And I know this giving community of 3HL listeners, own listeners, is going to help you out.
Yeah, and Don's on the team.
Don's on the team.
Which means we're on the team.
Yeah, you guys are on
That's
the team.
right. We're always on each other's
building,
team.
baby.
Zach Pillar Design 69. That's it. Thank you, Zach. Great stuff, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
Always love having you come in, man. All right. More 3HL next on 104.5 The Zone.
Hold on. What's happening? This is Big Slay. Listen to me, man. Milliken Corp. I'm bringing it to your front direct. Yes, experts in concrete, asphalt, grading, drainage services. You got to go stand 10 toes down, get on solid ground. How do you do it? Milliken Corp can do it all for you. Decorative concrete, stamped concrete, driveways, sidewalks, patios. Does not stop. Did you know you can work on your concrete and asphalt projects right now? Yeah, even though it's a little chilly and the weather's going up and down, why wait until spring when you can enjoy your project on the first warm day? And that's now. Yeah, it don't seem like it's getting cold. Even if it did, Milliken wouldn't stop. That's exactly what they do. You got to give them a call at 615-238-5909. 615-238-5909. Their word is their warranty, built on hungry, humble, and smart, just like your guy. Safe company, no job site injuries in 5 years. Yeah, I like to throw that in there because that's how they rolling. When you give them a call, you speak to someone directly, and then an expert calls you back within 24 hours. That doesn't happen with other services. I promise you that. Milliken Corp. Not your fault if you choose the wrong asphalt. Choose Milliken Corp.
Good afternoon from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hunk. The Vols are going to be looking for a brand new linebacker coach. Brian G. Mary is heading up back to Michigan, where he will have the same position as the linebacker coach for the Michigan Wolverines. The Preds back in action again tonight with 29 games left in the regular season as they host the Central Division leading Dallas Stars. Puck drops at 7 p.m. You'll only be able to watch that on Hulu. And the Grizz finally ended that 9-game losing streak last night against Houston. Tonight they are on TNT taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. That tips off at 7:30. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. They're talking about rain and snow tonight. Did you know that? It feels so good outside. I just walked Zach Pillar out.
Rain and snow. It's 6 to 8 degrees outside, yo.
Is it?
Rain and snow with 6 to 8 degrees.
I ain't can do whatever it wants, man. Mother Nature, she ain't going to answer to me.
That's sorcery.
It's 67, Clay.
I mean, that's
It's
one off.
sorcery.
How can it get – dude, it's dropping from 68 to 39 at night. Like, how is that even possible?
Oh, it's tomorrow night. Sorry, not tonight.
Oh. That's crazy.
Rain and snow in the evening.
63 to 27, yo.
27 degrees tomorrow night.
So it could freeze overnight.
It's 67 right now. 40 degrees.
See,
that's like the Auburn, South Carolina game.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Here was my take. This was my analysis yesterday because you weren't here. You were doing SEC Network. So my analysis of that game was Auburn is an 11.5-point favorite against South Carolina, and Bab's like, how is that even possible? Like, she had a big problem with that. And I'm like, I know, Babs. Like, when the line came out, I thought it would be like 5.5, 6, 6.5, something like that. And so what that tells me is that they're begging you to bet on South Carolina, which means Auburn minus the 11.5.
Yep.
And she goes, that actually kind of makes sense.
It made plenty of sense. Because what they did, 40, like.
They hit 9 more threes than South Carolina.
You're a lot. Like, I can be swayed. And I know the jungle is a different atmosphere. But good gosh, I really believe it now. Like, when I think back, and we old school, we right there in the heart of Pauley Pavilion, you know what I'm saying, carrying the tradition. UNLV when they were rolling, Bud Walton with Arkansas when they were rolling, Cameron Indoor Stadium, like it's some spots, man. You go to the Dean Smith Center, like the Old Dome in Florida, man. Auburn is right there. Like, I don't know if it's a more dangerous spot in college basketball, man.
They've lost 3 road games, right?
Yep.
In conference play. They're 6-0 at home now.
Yeah. And all won by double digits at home.
Yes.
Like, that's.
So, to me, it looked like the perfect storm. Like, South Carolina was due one of those.
At some point. But
and so, like, if you're due one of those and it does kind of go that way, and then you're in that environment, there's no way to really stop the snowball from rolling down the hill.
That was the funny thing. Lamont Paris, during his post-game press conference, he talked about it, and he was like, man, I'm going to be honest. It was like, what went wrong? He said, man, I'm going to be honest, like, I felt like we played good. Like, and he wasn't wrong. They had some turnovers. He was like, man, that's why
tough.
I started to sub, and get guys in, because I was trying to figure out, like, what is going on out here. And this is a smart coach, man. Like, you look at the box score, like, they didn't turn the ball over a lot. They only had, 13 turnovers in a raucous environment. Anytime you can get 10 or below, 8 and below is a great game. 10 and below, you got a chance to win. But to go out and shoot the way they did, they didn't shoot well. But, man, for Auburn to turn it on and beat a team that was tied for first by 40 points, that's different, man. That is different. And so I can't wait to see the bounce back. What happens come Saturday? That's going to be interesting, because if
I want to get
Auburn
into
is
that
rolling
game.
like that, They got Kentucky walking into town.
They do. I want to get into that in just a little bit, but for those that don't know, 101-61 was the final score. And again, Auburn 12 of 20 from three. They made 9 more threes than South Carolina, 27 points.
South Carolina leads the conference in defensive scoring at like 67. They only give up 67 a game.
I know, and they hold everyone under their average. Every single team they play.
101.
I mean, coming in, they had won 7 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They were great on the road as well.
Yep.
But yeah, that was something last night. I was prepared to utilize 2 televisions for those 2 games, but I didn't need to.
You just turn it on off.
They had won 4 in a row on the road. They had won 7 straight overall. So you mentioned that. So here was my take on Kentucky and Ole Miss, and I want to run this by you. Kentucky actually played defense.
Yes,
finally. For the first time that I've seen them play defense. And I know Cal's been complaining about it, and statistically with all the metrics, they're one of the worst in college basketball defensively.
Right.
So is that an effort thing?
So I think it's
I heard he held a like 40 minutes of practice without a basketball.
That's good. They need to get back to it. And I think that's a small thing missing with Alabama as well, the small attention to details. And a lot of it is the effort after 1 or 2 dribbles. Like, stop quitting on the play. Continue to play. And I think that's just – you got young guys, man. You got to relearn some things once you get to college. And this is the time, though, when it starts to churn for him. And he usually gets his team rolling. So they did play defense. Ole Miss isn't a difficult team to guard either. You know what I mean? I like to throw that out there because they have so many guys that can go one-on-one. But Chris Beard is a really good coach for Ole Miss. So for them to go and do that and finally break the streak so it wouldn't be 4 games in a row in Rupp Arena since what is it, 67 or whenever it started?
1966.
Yeah, 66. So
before Rupp Arena. It had never happened in Rupp Arena.
That's nuts. So
to your point, now Kentucky goes to Auburn, and we'll see if that translates, game to game and tough environment. Do you catch Auburn maybe coming off a 40-point, patting ourselves on the back kind of situation?
Man, in this situation, if this was Auburn going on the road, I would say, yeah, you can catch them. Neville Arena, man. We had an opportunity to talk to Jalen Williams, who was player of the game. I think went for like 23 and some nuts. But he went off and went for 23 points, right. And he said, I was like, man, what's the difference from you guys coming from Florida and getting blasted the way you did and then coming back? Were you just anxious to get back in here and show everybody what you really were? And his exact words were, man, honestly, I just wish we could take Neville Arena in the jungle everywhere we went. You know what I'm saying? So that just says how comfortable, they think they're invincible there. So it's going to be interesting. That
also psychologically tells you that he has a very different thought when they go on the road.
On the road.
And so how do you fix that if you're Bruce Pearl?
And Fishback gave a great point. He was like, man, it sounds like a cry knowing that the SEC tournament is around the corner to get Auburn fans, hey, man, when we go to Bridgestone.
That's a good point.
You better get up here because we need you. We play different when you're in the building, so. Good chance.
How about, okay, you can look at this from 2 different angles, and we're in Nashville, so celebrate Vanderbilt in that great win against Texas A&M.
Yes.
That was a hell of a sequence of shots, of play from Magnon to lose the ball, get it back, then shoot it over a big guy, like
floated.
Raindrop, falling on his back to win the game. That was a hell of a moment. Congrats to Vanderbilt, Jerry Stackhouse, his coaches, his players, the fans, everybody,
Yeah, when you lose
the ones
like
that were there,
get through it,
It was a pretty empty building, but
that was a shame.
But the other side of that is that was just a detrimental loss for Texas A&M. That's going to cost them a line or 2 or more.
Yeah, they need to get back. And I say the thing with Buzz Williams,
and they play Alabama this weekend
at Alabama,
and you don't want to start stacking losses.
No, because you in 2 more games you got Tennessee at Tennessee,
and that's payback.
Yeah, without question. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's It's coming down to getting ready for the SEC tournament. It's gonna be good to see. I will like to say, man, someone told me they hadn't seen an atmosphere like what they saw at Vanderbilt in 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I saw shots of like the middle levels and the upper deck, and there was like no one there.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they was saying.
I thought you meant it was like Memorial Magic.
No, they were saying like no, far from it. They were saying like the other way. They're like, man, this is this was a sad excuse for a college atmosphere. And I said, wow. I said, dude, the tradition there is very strong. So for you to say that, and he's been around for a minute, that was tough to hear, man.
We'll get into Tennessee, Arkansas in a little bit when we can spend some more time to it. But Tennessee, they needed that one. I wrote this down. I said this yesterday. They needed that one. They need to beat Vanderbilt on Saturday. They need to win at Missouri on Tuesday. They need to get that revenge game against Texas A&M. They need to win these 4 games. They already took care of Arkansas. They need to be 11-3 headed into the last 4 because the last 4 are Auburn, at Alabama, at South Carolina, and Kentucky. That is tough. Who the hell did that?
I don't know, but it's set up perfect. You want to have your eyes on the game on SEC play going into the conference tournament. That's how you do it.
This league is legit,
top to bottom, man. Top to bottom, it's amazing.
Everybody's saying 9 teams, maybe 10.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing about it, man. That's why I say, listen, Vanderbilt, I understand that they losing like they are, but they've won 2 games, and the games they shouldn't have won, if you think that, you still got to come out and support. Missouri's over, and they still packed that place. Arkansas is not over, but they're terrible. And they still packed that place, even though they left early, too, yesterday. But
they don't play defense.
You got to go support, man.
True. All right, we got a lot to get to. When we come back, we will visit with Greg Cosell, and we'll talk a little bit about the Super Bowl, get his take on what happened there, but also dive into draftable wide receivers.
I'm interested in this.
Mentioned Phil Yates has the Titans taking Rome Odunze from Washington. We'll ask Greg Cosell about him. That's coming up next, 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Maybe you want to buy your significant other, the woman in your life, maybe something that she would not probably buy for herself, but would certainly enjoy. And that would be a spa day or a spa gift at a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. That's the only place you want to go. And they make it so easy for you, too. You can go on their website, amomentspeace.com, and buy a gift card. Spend a little, spend a ton. It doesn't matter. Print it directly from their website or just stop by and let them beautifully wrap it up and pair it with another gift like a candle or robe or any fun thing that they have in their gift boutique. And the woman in your life is going to love that unique and thoughtful gift. And here's the deal. She gets to choose what she wants that way, whether it be a massage, a manicure, pedicure, sunless tanning, waxing, a facial, a haircut, her makeup done. All of that can be done all under one roof at a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa. amomentspeace.com, 615-224-0770 if you have any special requests, or just go see them. Carruthers Parkway and Bakersbridge Avenue in Cool Springs. That's a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Britt Doherty, Ron Slay with you. Todd Davenport back at it tomorrow. Cruising through the week.
Just rolling.
Yeah, no forecast. It's no tonight. It's tomorrow. But it is 67 degrees right now.
She's going to be pissed about that. Babs is.
She's going to be pissed. She won't. She doesn't know. I guarantee you she doesn't know.
Nope. She ain't got a clue. Boy, she is not going to like that.
Executive producer of 3HL's Joe Hunk.
Sup?
What up, Hunk?
He drives in from Huntsville every day.
I was going to say, Hunk, you might not like that.
Or I might, actually.
Did you know he had a second flat tire after the first flat tire?
He told me in passing, and it was when me and Hunk was getting out the taxi.
In Vegas?
Yeah, and Hunk almost forgot his phone in the taxi cab.
Oh, no, I've done that before. I did that in New York. And you know what? I called the company, and they had it. And the cabbie brought it to me, to my hotel. Right, I gave him money.
Good that's some good people right there, man.
Yeah.
But
because usually that's a goner.
He said it in past. I'm like, Hunk, a second one?
Yeah. He likes to drive on the rim, too. Like, Kirby was like, you can't go more than 500 yards, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's the sparks. I just like seeing the sparks fly. Is what it is. That's the reason why it really wasn't a flat tire. It's a shredded tire. But the sparks are
hey,
great.
boy.
Well, those shredded radials will get you.
Wow.
They're sharp.
Boy, I mean beyond sharp. You try to change that, boy, woo. I made that mistake before.
Greg Cosell, executive producer and analyst, NFL matchup with Darius Butler and Sal Powell. Senior producer at NFL Films for 44 years. Joins us now. Greg, what's up? How are you?
Seems like we just saw you, Greg.
You did. It was 1 week ago, yes, at Radio Row in Vegas.
Did you have a
guys
good time?
survive?
Did you have a good time in Vegas?
It was quiet.
Ours was
probably
too,
didn't
honestly.
do what you guys did,
No, I mean, we didn't do anything.
Okay, well, that's basically what I did.
Babsy kept trying to, like, we would go back to the hotel both nights, and she would be like, okay, let's go back. I'm going to go to the casino.
Yeah.
But we were instructed to never leave her by herself.
Right.
From her husband. So Slay would be like, calm down, lady. Go to your room.
Just
go to your room.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, we had a low-key time, too. But did you enjoy the game at the game?
Yeah, I don't go to many games anymore in my career, but I love being at the Super Bowl. I think the vibe is kind of electric overall. And I thought with this game in particular, while the first half was a little sluggish, I thought second half and overtime was really just exciting to be in the stadium. The whole feeling, the whole environment. It was a lot of fun.
From a San Francisco standpoint, I was getting a little frustrated that they kept going away from the run game. And then they finally went back to it, and then Christian McCaffrey goes right down the field. I didn't understand some of that.
People talked about that in the third quarter. Obviously in the first half, Brent, they did not run the ball well at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, those are – I struggle with getting involved in play calls and game plans because you have to be there to understand it. You have to understand their feel for the game on the sideline. They were not successful doing it in the first half at all. Their longest run was 11 yards, which, normally they have explosive runs. They had more explosive runs than any team in the league this year. So, they're probably thinking that, hey, this is not really working well. Maybe we need to go away from it. I don't know. None of us know the answer to that. So, but I know that a lot of people feel they should have run more. Who knows? I mean, they could have run more and maybe they'd gain 1 yard. You just don't know the answer to that. People, when they make those assumptions, assume that the reverse of what happened is automatically going to be really successful.
Yeah,
and we don't know that.
That's a great point.
Every time, too.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg, let me ask you this. How much better can Pat Mahomes get from what we're watching right now? 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, 28?
Well, I mean, those are the results.
His team was so different,
too. I mean, and those are great results. I mean, if you're talking about the player as an individual,
right?
Obviously the physical traits are the physical traits. They're high level.
Mm-hmm.
I think the mental part of the game is always something you work on. I think he's gotten better and better at that. I think he's a more patient player right now. I think he sees things before the snap of the ball better right now. And this is to be expected. He's a very smart guy. He's a savvy player. He understands the game. I think overall, he just has a better feel for the flow and pace of games, and how what he does fits with the rest of the team. I mean, keep in mind, this team this year was driven more by Steve Spagnuolo's defense than the big play explosive offense of the Chiefs that we've come to expect over the previous years. And I think he understood that. And that's one reason why, they didn't push the ball down the field. It's obviously easy to say they didn't have great receivers. That's always easy. But the point is, I thought he did a really good job of understanding how they had to win games.
Did you feel like he was pressing a bit early on in the first half?
Again, I don't know what's in his head, but yes, in the first half, I felt as if, he left the pocket a number of times prematurely.
Right.
Now, he does have that tendency anyway, and oftentimes he'll make a special play out of that, but those plays did not happen in the first half. So, yes, I thought he was leaving the pocket a bit early. Maybe he was trying to make a play. I don't know. But, he has that tendency. He's had it basically throughout his career. But I thought probably with the help of the play calling and just him settling into the game, there was a lot more rhythmic, quick passing, and I think that allowed them to settle down.
So as a film evaluator, what stood out to you in that game?
And I think people are aware of this, but I probably look at it, just in a little more detail. Just the pressure that Steve Spagnuolo, deployed in that game, a lot of pressure, a lot of different pressure concepts, 8 or 9 snaps of what we call cover zero, in which there's no safety in the middle of the field. And when you go cover zero, you're anticipating that you're going to get a free rusher because you're sending more than the offense can protect. So, they did that 8 or 9 times. There are teams in the league that don't do it 8 or 9 times an entire season, and he did it 8 or 9 times in that game. Right. I thought that they played a good mix of man coverage and cover 2. I thought they did a lot of different things, and that defense is hard to play against, really hard to play against.
Greg Cosell with us on 3HL. Let's start looking at we dove into the quarterbacks a couple weeks ago. Let's look at wide receivers, if you don't care, draftable wide receivers. And let me start, Greg, with Rome Odunze from Washington because Field Yates put him with the Titans in his first mock draft. So I'm curious to get your take on Rome Odunze from Washington.
Interesting. So he feels that the Titans could take him. Look, I think that you're dealing with a guy that he's a strong prospect. He's a big kid. He's got higher level traits given his size, his movement, his catching ability. He's got really, really good hands. He can catch the ball away from his frame. He can make contested catches, which has become really important in this league, particularly if you're going to line up someone at what we call the X position, meaning he's the only receiver to the short side of the field. Those receivers get one-on-one a lot, so you want to be able to make contested catches. He can also do that in the middle of the field. I would say that's a strength of his game, going up and getting the ball at its highest point. Really good body flexibility for his size. I'd say there's a smoothness to him as well. He does make everything look kind of easy. I don't think that he's an explosive athlete or a long speed athlete. I don't think he's naturally quick, but I think he's a good prospect.
Love that. I can be talked into him with the Titans. I
think that his ability, Slay, to make tough contested catches can't be overstated. Right. I mean, that's an important trait. You see that more and more at the next level. So, I think that's important.
Can you think back, and I hate to put you on the spot right here because this is 2 years ago. Can you think back to what Treylon Burks was when he was coming out on Cosell?
Yeah, sure. Treylon Burks had more vertical ability than Odunze. I mean, he ran by people in the SEC. I think Burks was in some ways I don't want to say smoother because Odunze is smooth. But Burks moved to me bigger than Odunze, even though Odunze is big. Burks looks big. Odunze is big, but kind of looks sinewy and lean, right. Even though he's a big guy. I think that Odunze would be considered the better prospect, but Burks ran by people in the SEC.
Yes, he did. Let's go to Malik Neighbors in because he just jumped off. I mean, I really didn't pay attention to him coming into the year, but good gracious, this man. Was this more of him putting in the work for sure, or was this about Jaden Daniels, who could be the second pick?
Well, I really like Malik Neighbors. Okay. I mean, again, I'm not great with lists, but people are starting to ask me about that. I personally like Neighbors more than I like Adunze.
Okay.
To me, I think I would view him as the second best prospect behind Marvin Harrison. He has extensive experience playing both outside and the slot. That's significant. I think that's important when you project and transition a receiver to the league. I think he possesses a complete skill set. I think he's got high-level physical traits, outstanding competitive toughness. There were times he made me think of a Deebo Samuel with his run after catch presence and aggressiveness and physicality. I think he can work all three levels of the defense. I really think that he's a high level prospect, and I think he could step in from day one and be a starter and a productive contributor. I really like Malik Neighbors' tape, and I watched him last summer from his 2022, and I kind of felt that, and then I was anxious to see his 2023 tape, which of course I've done already, and it didn't change my opinion at all.
You know what I like about Neighbors the most, Cosell? He's 20 years old, man.
Yeah. So
young guy coming in.
yeah. One thing that he can do, and I learned this from TJ Hushmanzada, and I don't know if you guys saw him at Radio Row, and I've talked to him a lot over the last year, and he's taught me a number of things about playing receiver. And one trait that TJ talks about a lot that Neighbors possesses that is often overlooked is his body control to stop on a dime. Very often receivers, it takes them 5, 6, 7 steps to stop. He can stop on a dime. And I thought he was aggressive attacking press coverage. So to me, there's a lot to like about Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, Slay and I were all over him all year, just in love with that guy. Marvin Harrison Jr., you mentioned him being the best guy. Why?
He just is.
Just real simple. Turn the tape on.
6'4", 205.
This guy's just one of the best receiver prospects we've seen in a long time. Wow. Don't forget, he's going to be 6'3", give or take. There's no discernible weakness in his game. He's got outstanding size, high-level athleticism. He's got a refined and subtle understanding of route running and how to attack and break down corners. I'm sure that, his dad helped him tremendously there. He showed multiple releases versus press, so he has an understanding of how to do that. You're dealing with a guy that is a prototypical number one receiver: size, speed, hands, body control, explosiveness, physicality. This guy's big. He's a big-time prospect.
One of my favorite guys to watch all year, I kept saying this about him, and it's true. He was on like SportsCenter top 10 plays like every week, and that's Keon Coleman down at Florida State.
Yeah. Now I got to tell you, I didn't love his tape.
Okay.
So again, that doesn't make me right. So I'm not going to.
No. What did you see with him?
That makes me right. But I did not love him on tape. So I'll tell you what I thought. But to me, he made he didn't make as many of these catches that people seem to think. I watched every one of his pass targets in addition to some games. And I made the point that I thought he'd be polarizing. He possesses excellent size, really good length. He covers ground quickly. These are all really positives. And by the way, when I said I didn't love him, I don't want people to think that means I think, he's a 7th round pick or shouldn't be drafted. We're talking about him in relation to the fact that some people think he's, a top 15 type player. I didn't see him that way. There were times he did show excellent hands. He could snatch the ball away from his frame. Yes, he did make some tough contested catches. He made one, I forget who it was against, but it was ridiculous when he went up and snatched it with one hand.
Across the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, you probably, I think there's more to unlock with his game that's not there yet. I think it will take some time. And it may not happen. You don't know that. But I think that there's something there. But I don't know. I just didn't feel that he was in the same category as these other guys we have talked about.
I love it because some guys put enough like crazy plays out there to compile a tape that you see and you're like, oh my gosh, this guy. Like I kind of thought that about Anthony Richardson. Not that he's like that or not like that, but I remember watching full games of Florida with Anthony Richardson at quarterback where he just did nothing to me. But he would put these spectacular plays on tape and they'd run the reel and you got like a minute and a half of crazy plays,
Right.
So that's interesting. What about Mitchell over at Texas?
Yeah, Mitchell at Texas was a guy I liked. Like, for instance, I like him more than Coleman.
Okay.
And again, that's, maybe that's me, but I mean, that's, again, I'm just watching the tape. I think he possesses outstanding size. He's got a strong, solid frame. I thought he showed really good hands, consistently good hands. He caught the ball very, very easily. Now, he's a kid who was at Georgia and just played 1 year at Texas. And watching him at Texas, I thought he ran a high percentage of in-breaking routes. He worked the middle of the field really, really effectively. He's got size. He's got short area quickness. He's got burst. He made a lot of tough catches. I think he's more of a speed cut receiver than a sink your hips receiver. But could be a function of his size as well. To me, he's a higher level prospect. I think he's got size, physical and athletic traits. Quite possibly a number one receiver as he develops, depending on scheme and deployment. I mean, there's no question he has those traits. He can line up and be that boundary X, that single receiver, and he can win. It would not surprise me if he develops into a top 10 or 12 wide receiver in the league as he develops and matures.
Wow.
What do you think about the big fella coming out of South Carolina?
Now that is a big fella.
Xavier Legette.
Yeah, I don't even know. Legette.
Yeah. He's an interesting guy. He's an explosive run after catch guy. Not as explosive running routes, but run after catch.
Yeah.
I mean, he just really turns it up. I would say that he has accelerating build-up speed. He's not necessarily because of his size. Look, he was at the Senior Bowl. He's 6'1", 223. So we know that that's what he is. He's at his best on movement routes, crossers, overs, verticals, where he can build up speed. And then some of those he can run after catch. If it's a shallow crosser, for instance, he can line up anywhere in your offense. That's a positive. Inside, outside, different splits. There were times he lined up in the backfield. I would say that due to his frame, he's a little stiff, more stiff than truly loose. And I think that limits his change of direction, which is one reason he's better running routes that are more straight line linear.
Right.
I think he needs to develop more as a route runner, which is not uncommon for college receivers. I would see him as a guy that needs a little development at the NFL level.
Okay.
Man, that's a great start down the wide receiver path. Awesome information. Thank you, Greg. Good stuff, man. We'll talk with you next week.
Thanks, Cosell.
All right, looking forward to it, guys. Thanks.
There he is, Greg Cosell, at Greg Cosell on Twitter, a must-follow executive producer and analyst, NFL Matchup. Also been with NFL Films for 44 years. Some good info there. And we've got some more receivers to get to with him.
Yes.
Like, I want to hear his take on Tez Walker in North Carolina, Ricky Pearsall at Florida.
A lot of people raved about him coming out of the Senior Bowl.
That's true. And he was the best dressed at SEC Media Day. Remember that?
Yep.
Man, came through there. Just own that place. All right, when we come back, some Nashville news for you. 3HL 1045 The Zone. I want to tell you about Xfinity Mobile. You need your mobile plan to keep you connected while not feeling like you're being drained from your bank account to afford it. From Xfinity, the home of the 10G network. The future starts now. Discover the nation's best-kept secret and switch to Xfinity Mobile now with the best price for 2 lines of unlimited. You can join the millions who save hundreds a year with Xfinity Mobile, one of the fastest-growing mobile services with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. $30 a line per month with unlimited data. When you get 2 lines, switch to Xfinity Mobile. Rated number 1 in quality and number 1 in value. Mobile plans starting at just $15 a month. You can save hundreds a year with the best price for 2 lines of unlimited. Get nationwide 5G included at no extra cost. Mix shared and unlimited data options with your family all on one plan. Streaming more or using less. Switch between unlimited and buy the gig anytime on the Xfinity mobile app so you only pay for what you need. Automatically connect to over 20 million secure Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide to save money on data. To get started, call 1-800-XFINITY. Visit Xfinity.com or drop by an Xfinity store today for more details. Restrictions apply. Compare pricing of top carriers. Xfinity Internet required. Most reliable based on Root Metrics US report. Results vary. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabits of usage per line. Xfinity Internet is required. Taxes and fees are extra. Data threshold and actual savings may vary based on weighted average of consumer reported savings compared to charges for the top 3 carriers.
What's happening, people? Ron Slay here on behalf of Babsy as well. We're bringing to you Cove Generators. Hey, you got a great time to look for some generators. It's a new year, so go in with some new things attached to your house. Not the old clunkers that you used to see, the big green ones over there making a lot of noise, got to refill them. No, this is not what's happening. You can even ask Generator Dave with Cove Generators. He's the expert on everything generators. This is a family-owned company, which means you are dealing with someone who really cares. Your technician project manager stays with you for the duration of the ownership of your generator. That's right. So you get a lifetime partner. Cove Generators is someone you need to dive into when you're thinking about a Generac home standby generator dealer. They bring it. Call them today and be prepared for whatever's ahead. Weather does not matter. Anytime your power goes off the grid, your home is still protected by Cove Generators. Generac automatic standby generator or any brand of generator that you own, they will perform maintenance on. Give them a call, 931-559-3311. That's 931-559-3311, covegenerators.com.
3HL 1045 The Zone.
Yeah, man.
Somebody told me Usher tickets are going for like $1,000.
I can believe it. The man I'm telling you, if you were able to go out there and see him do his residency, I don't know if he even still has his residency in Vegas. It's worth the price of admission. Even if you sit in the nosebleeds, it's not a bad seat in the house. That man puts on a show.
I forgot you did that.
Yeah, oh, man. I would go again.
I mean, with the singing and the dancing?
All of it.
And he was actually singing at the Super Bowl, which
Yep.
no one ever does that.
And you ain't no telling who going to pop up at his show. Like,
especially when you're dancing
crazy.
like that because you're out of breath.
Yeah. Yep. Like, man,
I mean, I'm out of breath walking up the damn stairs a minute
You
ago.
ain't danced yet when you came up here yet. I'm still waiting on you to bust a move, yo.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, we want to see you dance. Dance. Dance, dance. Hey, man, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I see y'all. What's up, man?
Especially when you can't watch the show today.
That's dope.
Do we have an update on that? I thought I saw an update come through on email.
It will be good by Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Yeah.
You should have said maybe tomorrow.
This is why people need the
can't lie.
app. Download the app.
Yeah, you got
that way on days like this, you got it.
Yeah, but I like this. They can use their imagination and just imagine what we looking like. I got a black Nike shirt on, dry fit.
So it's going to treat it like it's a football game, wearing black in the center of the room.
Moving right to left on your radio dial.
Yeah, see? That's how you gotta let the people know, man.
So if you're looking at Slay, like in your mind's eye,
Yes.
I'm to his left.
There you go.
Sort of. I'm like in front and left.
No.
If you're looking at Slay,
at the radio. Oh, no, at me.
Hey, you.
Oh, yeah, everybody look at me. Now explain it to them, yo. They looking at me.
You're looking at Slay in his black Nike shirt with his black headphones
Yeah.
that he wears like I do, meaning one ear is completely covered and the other ear is not.
I got that from you.
You got to be able to hear the room.
You can't
too.
hear the room. If you put both of them on, it feels weird. It's like, ooh. Oh,
And you get too much of you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's a good tester for you, though.
Because here's the thing about our job that people probably don't think about. Like, everybody in America hates how their voice sounds.
Yep.
Remember when we used to have, like, answer machines at home? And you hit the button and, like, you would hear your voice and you're like, ah.
Try this again.
So there could be too much of us.
Mm-hmm.
So one ear on, one ear mostly off.
That's right.
So if you're looking at Slay, you look to the left and keep looking a little bit because I'm in front of him, but
That's
also
right.
to the left of him. Does that make sense?
If you're looking at me.
Yeah, and my back is to Division,
Yeah.
which I mentioned the Electric Jane over there, and the big Prince mural,
Purple.
and some
Right.
people that we know that live in that condo.
Yeah. My people.
We got reps in that condo.
You never got reps.
We got reps everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's how we knew about the hotels having to submit.
That's
Or
right.
not having to, being asked to submit for the College Football National Championship 2027 to 2030, the NFL Pro Bowl, and the NFL Combine. And there's one more that we can't tell you.
Ooh-wee. Come on, reps. Come on, we got to be able to tell them now. Gotta be
Oh,
able to
so
tell
you're
them.
mad at the rep?
Yes, I'm mad at the rep.
That
for
gave us
repping.
the breaking news.
That's right.
But 25% of it we had to hold.
You just hold on to it. But it's there.
Imagination Library
That's a good place to be.
is what Jibo is calling it. Jim freaking Nance, what up, Slay and 3HL Ride or Die?
Yeah, see? I always said normally in the chat, Mayor's on the right and Slayer's to the middle or left. I'm using the middle, yo.
If you're standing at the door of the studio, like if you come in the studio, you're looking right at Slay. You'll have to look to the right to see me
Yeah.
and out the window. And you'll look farther away from Slay to see Dawn. Like she has to sit over there.
But that's how we usually are on the chat.
If you imagine a triangle and Slay's the head of the triangle.
We are a triangle, aren't we?
In here, but on Zone TV, we're just
We're three boxes.
boxes, yeah.
Oh, I haven't even thought about it in that
That's
way.
what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, okay.
You're on the right.
I'm usually on the right. I couldn't even tell you where I am.
You're on the
usually.
right.
And I look at it every day.
Mm-hmm. I know Babs is on the left because I always say, oh, okay, she's over to the left. It would be awkward if she was on the right on my screen and I was looking to the left.
Right. So
Dawn does a good
if
job.
Slay is the focal point and he's looking at me and Dawn, he can't do it at the same time. But he would turn his head slightly to the left to see her,
There it is.
slightly to the right to see me.
Bingo.
And he has to like break his neck to see Hunt.
Man, I was going to say disturbing, but it wasn't disturbing. It's funny what people notice. One of the higher ups at ESPN hit me this morning and said, I was just watching the playback of the show, You didn't happen to say South Carolina was going to win that game, did you? It's like, yeah, I stood on the table for it, which I did.
You did?
Yeah. He said,
didn't know
well,
that.
I hope you didn't bet on that game. I hope you didn't take it to the betting window. I said, well, I probably did. I lost. 40 points, dog. That's
40.
I thought 11.5 was a lot.
I know.
40.
You didn't like my reasoning. You weren't here for my reasoning.
I wasn't. That's why when Babsy said that in the text message, I'm like, wait, I missed it.
Oh, when I said I was right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you when I'm wrong.
No, you don't know. No,
I'm just kidding. I mean, look, we're on the radio. What we say is out there.
Yeah, they know. Believe me, they remember.
The executives from ESPN can call.
Yep.
Hey, man, you stood on television that blah, 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 blah.
Well, I gave a great halftime speech and everything. Didn't work. Did not work.
That's the funny thing about Tennessee and Arkansas. And we'll get into it in the next hour, but Tennessee was only up by 6 at halftime.
Mm-hmm. Arkansas played everybody tough like that. Well, they didn't play Auburn tough like that early in the year, but
That was another 40-pointer.
That was
30 pointer.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the worst
Loss in the history of Bud Walton Arena.
Wow.
Oh, speaking of, that was what's the stat? That was the second largest margin of victory for Tennessee on the road against an SEC team in 50 years.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
And they hadn't won. They had lost 7 in a row at Bud Walton. Hadn't won in more than a decade there.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
2009, I think.
I used to love going over there and playing. I love them fans in that arena.
You know, all these rumors swirling around Arkansas and that program, like and like Musselman wanting out and all that. He doesn't look the same on the sideline.
don't.
He's not that crazy fire on his head
Confident,
guy
none of that.
at all.
Showing his emotion. Like, it was one play.
He looks like, please get me through this season.
Yes.
Like, is this the last game yet? That's what he looks like.
Yep. Like, what's the holdup? Give me my meal already. Get me out of here. I'm like,
That's what he looks like.
It does, dog. I saw him put his chin in his chest one time after a play. Like, oh, these boys don't never listen. That's a tough spot to be in as a coach, man, with about 7 or 8 more games left.
The Nashville story is, and this came out yesterday or the day before, but we didn't get to it. Did y'all see that the Music City Grand Prix is moving from downtown Nashville to the Nashville Super Speedway during the construction of the new stadium?
But how like, I'm
They're
lost.
just going to roll around in circles?
That's what I'm saying.
Or
I'm lost on
ovals
that.
or whatever it is.
Or in a little oval.
Yeah. Why can't we just change the course?
I don't understand that.
Man, you go zooming up Music Row, and then you hit Wedgwood, you turn, and you come back down Music Row. There's all kinds of things you can do, man.
It sure is.
Roll through Edge Hill.
Man, you can come
anywhere.
Come straight up West End.
We could create this track.
We definitely can.
The problem is finding that much road that's actually not destroyed and horrible.
Oh, yeah. No, you got to fix some stuff.
No, they'll fix it.
Yeah, they got to fix it up. I hope.
Man,
Put 'em on the interstate.
listen, we could send these little international guys like on a really good sightseeing tour of Nashville.
Why wouldn't we just put them on Bradley Parkway?
Yeah.
Make them jump off right there and come across the bridge and fly up West End and jump on Bradley Parkway
Bro,
again.
traffic's already bad over
Hey,
there.
it got to be. Yeah, it is. That's part of the course.
You want the Nashville experience. They only go 4 miles per hour.
Yeah,
and
Dodge
then
Ubers and the
No, you got to clear the road.
No, that's part of it. We need the
It's not James Bond out here.
No, we need the ladies. On the
ladies.
The ones that are in the alley?
No, the Woo Girl trucks.
Oh, the Woo Girl trucks?
Yeah, we need all them too.
No, but seriously, they could fly down Bradley Parkway, hit 40 coming into town, man.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hit 440, go around the city.
Come on through.
Listen, we've got this thing figured out.
I'm telling you, man.
We don't
Y'all
need to go to the
listen
Super Speedway.
Hey, listen to us. Why won't nobody listen?
We want to celebrate Nashville.
People crazy.
But what we need to do is we need to represent all of Nashville. So they need to hit like west, north, east
and south.
Yep. Like tour the neighborhoods.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Where they have to like basically stop to make a turn.
Yeah, that'd be doing
They
it.
would love that, wouldn't they? All hate that one turn anyway, where they almost have to stop, right? Like every year we talk to a driver who mentions that.
Can't stand it. Well,
man, there's a stop sign. I don't know what to tell you.
We'll figure
Like,
it out, man.
I don't want you to get pulled over.
All you gotta do is listen to us.
Get through Buena Vista.
God help them if they have to go through a church parking lot or
Green
something
Hills?
on a Sunday.
Bardo.
Head out to Bellevue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, we could come up with
down
this.
to Rivergate.
Yes.
And that's a straightaway coming back.
Yeah.
They'll make up time. Coming straight from Rivergate. 65.
Could you imagine, like, being able to drive those interstates with no cars on it?
Ooh, you talking about flying.
I mean, Babs already does, but. All right, more Theory of Joe coming up. Stay tuned. 104.5 The Zone. Go up to Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. If you've been thinking about it for a while, maybe you've been shopping around, you need to include Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Maybe you haven't started the process yet, but you know you need to for whatever your reason is. Start with them because you'll finish with them. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Maybe you need more room, that third row. Maybe you need less room. Maybe you need a better car payment. Maybe something a little more gas efficient. My guys at Gupton will be able to help you out. No pressure from them at all. They simply want what you want. You in the vehicle that's right for you, and that's what will happen. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, 3450 Tom Austin Highway, and you can get it done now. You can get it done tomorrow. You can get it done this weekend. You can get it done. You just need to get it done and get it done with my guys at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Take that test drive. Go inside. They'll help make the numbers work, and it'll be that easy. 30 minutes from downtown Nashville. Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Unless you're in an Indy car and you need to trade that thing in, you'll get there quicker than 30 minutes. Check them out online. GuptonMotors.com. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Good evening from the 104.5 The Zone Studios. I'm Joe Hogg. The Kansas City Police Department has let out some more information about yesterday's shootings during the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl championship parade. He says that it was not terrorism and that it appears to be a dispute between several people that ended in gunfire. Just a little while ago, Rob Manfred of Major League Baseball made the announcement that he plans on retiring in 2029, and he added they would like to have the expansion process to 32 teams in place by the time his tenure as commissioner ends in 2029. And tonight, you've got both the Grizz as well as the Preds back in action. Preds playing on Hulu, 7 p.m. Puck drops over at Bridgestone, then against the Central Division leading Dallas Stars. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, as well as home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty with you. Hope you're having a great day. Zone TV is down today and tomorrow. Should be back up on Monday.
Down, baby.
Well, it's working. It's just all you're seeing is one image and not us.
Yeah, what image are they seeing? I don't even have it pulled up.
Who came up with swimming sharks?
I did. Earlier today, I actually had a dancing giraffe and a skeleton doing Thriller.
What the hell are you doing, man?
Look, if you're going to sit and stare at a screen and listen to us for 3 hours, I figured we might as well give you a good image to look at. So I went with the 98 Windows background.
Why can't you go through a rotation of like the famous memes?
That would be dope.
Like Jack Nicholson in The Shining, all cold and shivered. Like Slay at the Michigan-Tennessee game. Like Jordan.
Look, it's a work
Can't we
in
do
progress. Tomorrow, I may have something different. We'll create something different for
Are
tomorrow.
you in charge of this for the whole station or just
no,
our
just for
show?
us. Each one of the producers are responsible for their own show.
So we're swimming with the sharks here?
Yeah, it's sharks that we're swimming with. I actually had one where it was just one big shark swimming around, and then we decided to find one that looked like you were in the middle of I don't know what a group of sharks
You know what
are
you should
called,
put on
but
right there?
Sup.
A fireplace.
Oh.
You gotta have everybody hypnotized.
Yeah.
You know what we've been doing lately?
I love watching fire. That's well documented.
We've been sleeping with the fireplace on the TV though, and it makes the little crackling noise. Dog, it puts you in it. I'm telling you, you can't get out of bed.
Netflix has an entire channel dedicated to that.
I'm telling you, you cannot get out of the bed. It is amazing, dog.
Are you sure that's not the gummies that you were talking about?
This is after the gummy wears off.
Oh,
I'm still in there. Can't get out.
How long do those gummies last?
Till you wake up.
Okay, well, you can wake up in 4 hours or 8 hours.
No, you're going to sleep all the way through. Remember I told you I slept from
all the way through what?
I remember I slept from 9:30 to 6.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then last night I needed to go to sleep, and I
can't
took
tell
a
you
gummy and went
last
straight
night,
down. This is with adrenaline pumping.
All right, so the amazing thing about this is 69 people are watching.
Them are people right there. I know they watch.
They're watching the sharks.
See, they probably want to see something else. They've been watching Shark for 2 hours.
I have found fire.
Okay.
I found some fire.
I want hippos. Can you find hippos?
Hungry hippos?
Dancing hippos.
Today
I
is.
think I can find that.
Oh, my mama. No, that boy. Mama, I'm not thinking of you as a hippo. And that's not why it came to me.
Okay, well, this is about to get interesting.
No, happy birthday, Mama. Happy birthday, Lolita Slay. Love you.
So tell us how we're talking about that got to.
Because I've been thinking
Your
of this.
mom is going to kill you.
No,
she listens to the show.
I know. I've been thinking about this
Lolita,
at the top of every hour. And I've been like, man, I gotta give her a birthday shout out. And then it just came on the heels of hippo. I dance in hippo. My mama don't even dance anyway, so.
If your mama can't dance, your daddy don't rock and roll.
There was a song in there somewhere.
Yeah, there was. Gosh, my hat's all discombobulated now. You got me on that one.
Oh, man.
Happy birthday, Lolita.
Yeah.
So yesterday was Steve McNair and also Santonio Beard.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, rest in peace.
Man.
Can you believe it's
Valentine's
been
Day, babies.
July 4th? It'll be 15 years for Mac.
15. That's wild.
Not as wild as these damn sharks swimming around.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I meant for us now.
I've been sitting there looking at them like,
some of them are
dude,
upside down, like they're dead. I don't know what's going on here.
People in the chat, why don't y'all voice y'all opinion? Tell them change the sharks. Y'all have a voice.
Today is National Hippo Day.
Is it?
Yes. And Dawn said that yesterday, that today was going to be National Hippo Day. And during the break, I was like, did I ever tell you how much I love hippos? What? I just said it just like that. I wasn't kidding. Like I really love hippos,
though.
Because, man, they're the most vicious animal in the world.
They are.
Watch the videos.
I've seen them.
If you ever end up on the Amazon or the Nile River, just keep your head on a swivel because the hippo. And Dawn was like, yeah, she was reading up on them. And if you get between them and the babies, like you don't even know if you're between them and the babies, they will wreck you. Done. Gone.
Them jaws,
gone.
Yeah.
No chance.
You seen when they throw them watermelons in their jaws? They crush them.
But if you go to the zoo and see the hippos,
the real hippos.
Yeah, and then they move in that water so slowly, and you're just looking at it, you're like transfixed as if it's like snowing outside, and it's all peaceful, and these little fish are like, eating off their skin and stuff, and you're just like, man, this is amazing.
And here they come. Well, you know it.
I love hippos.
Them some big animals right there.
What if you tried to ride one? What would happen?
Oh, no. You don't need to play with the hippos.
So what's your favorite zoo animal?
My favorite zoo animal? My favorite zoo animal. That's a good one. I don't know my favorite zoo.
Come on with an answer.
Nah, I need to go to the zoo.
You're the quickest thinker I've ever been around.
I am.
And you just got stopped.
Because I need to go. Because I want to say the monkeys, but I don't like when they throw poop at people.
They do it, too.
Yeah, that ain't cool, man.
They're just messing with you.
Yeah, that ain't cool at all.
You don't like them messing with you?
No, I don't think they go a little too far.
Like if Rabel was a monkey, he'd throw poop at you?
No, big poop. Because remember, he's too big for anybody to get a job.
Yeah. He's gorilla.
Yeah, silverback.
Do they throw poop?
No, they probably eat you. They poop you out.
Dawn actually said this yesterday.
What?
So Lawrence brought this up in the chat. So you still can hit the F&M Bank chat.
Yeah,
YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
George, please.
And you can look at the swimming with the sharks thing. How quickly can you change that?
I mean, once I find the image, it'll only take me about a good 30
No,
seconds.
we don't need an image. We need something moving.
Well, I meant once I find the video that I can use because I have to go to a specific website and use a specific search engine.
So it's not like turning a motorboat. It's more like turning an aircraft carrier.
It's yeah, but it's a very specific airline. Like I got to use specific gas.
Yeah.
Slay. Dawn would be freaking out right now.
Oh, she loses.
Speaking of, Dawn actually said this yesterday. I meant for you to clip this. I meant to tell you to clip this. She actually looked at me and said yesterday, I'm going to stay in my lane. You run the show, Mayor.
What?
I don't even know what she was talking about. I was so thrown by that.
I don't even believe that.
She said it. Those were words that came out of her mouth.
She didn't mean it. She didn't mean it.
I think she felt like. Do you remember what that was in reference?
No.
I think we were kind of all over the place,
all-
and
yeah.
she was. And she was like, okay, I'm just going to stay in my lane. Mayor, you run the show.
And she was probably taking us all over the place.
Which is funny, too, because, like, from a female perspective, like, that's her giving you a directive.
Mm-hmm.
That's her controlling the situation while not controlling the situation.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Like, it makes a lot of sense.
I'm still down with this.
Why did I need to get a rearview mirror?
Because you can't see me. That's the thing. So you don't have to
I
turn
said
your
you
head.
had to break your
Yeah.
neck because there's
I do.
also a post in between you.
I do.
You guys.
And like when I have to really look for Hunk, I had to lean back, get away from the mic, and be like, oh, there he is.
I know, and that chair might break and you might fall.
Yeah, I do need a mirror. I'm the only one can't see anything. But y'all too. Like I can't never see the TV.
It's got a TV. You need a rear view mirror for that.
Yeah, this isn't even supposed to be my spot. This is supposed to be Bab's spot.
We sold Babs on that spot. I was like, look, Babs, you can spread out all your stuff
She would have a field day right here with all
because
this.
she has a lot of stuff that she spreads out.
Yep.
But I think she's like a dude in that, like, she has to see the door.
She told me
She doesn't need her back to the door.
You can choose. I said, okay, well, I'll stay over here because I like being by the monitors and everything. And then when we came in here finally, she took that spot. I thought you said I could choose. Yeah. You just sit right there. She just told me where I could sit. Shame on you, Babsy.
3 years later, here we are.
Still right here. Sitting in the same
Yeah,
spot.
you're 3 years in April.
I should have went and took a spot over.
I also think like your anniversary date is wrong.
You don't think it's April 1st, somewhere around there?
I think that's when it became official,
Yeah,
but
it
you were
became
already
official.
doing
Yeah, I was like
3HL,
November.
and you certainly were doing the zone for like months.
I was like November.
You just
December.
popped up on like every show for a while.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I think it's like November, December. I really didn't.
And you were driving
right now.
trucks.
All of it.
You weren't
I came
telling
here
anybody.
sleepy one time.
Yeah, and you weren't telling anybody.
I just went.
I just drove overnight to come do radio for 3 hours.
And I did Savage in them show, and Savage had a pothole. I came straight out the truck. I did. I came straight out the truck.
The story starts with, I came straight out the truck.
I did. Straight out the truck, straight to Savage in them show.
I remember when he hit the pothole.
Yep. And I
He
sat in
had
and
a
out.
pothole.
Yep.
He hit one.
It had one in the car.
He just
It was a
picked it up,
pothole.
took it with him.
He took it, yeah, come on with me. And he had to sit there. And I did the show for about 2 hours. And then Savage came. Then I left, took like a nap. Got back up and did another show. The other thing came in
For those that
3HL.
don't know, I mean, Slay was filling in for any and every one.
Every show. I worked with everyone on the station.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know why that's funny. I don't know why that's funny. I don't know. I got.
All right, we're going to get this on track when we come back. Maybe, maybe not. Let's talk about the Tennessee-Arkansas game when
Let's
we come
do it.
back. Also, there are 7 potential candidates listed for the 49ers defensive coordinator opening. 3 of them are in-house, but of the other 4, Titans ties. Tell you about that first. I'm going to leave this right here so I can come back to this. It's interesting. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville holds themselves to a high standard, and it shows in their customers' reaction to their windows and doors that they put into your home. As a matter of fact, if you go and look, I don't know if you're like me, like before I utilize a business, I always just go Google search them and kind of see 4.9 rating from customers. And there are a ton of reviews for Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. You know, they do things right. And they back up all of their work with lifetime warranties on the products and then a 10-year labor warranty, which is the leading in the industry around here. So the reason they're able to do that is because from sales to installation to service after installation, they have the staff in place to support you, the customer, and make sure that you're happy and everything is done perfectly. Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Schedule your free consultation. Check out their limited time special right now. Tell them Dawn sent you. Get 50% off qualifying installations and no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months. That's pretty darn good. PellaNashville.com.
3HL 104.5 The Zone, Mayor and Slay.
We're in here.
Mama ain't here, so it's kind of going all over the place right now.
We're wild.
Plus, I think you're coming off of a lot of work and not much sleep.
Yeah, man.
And so you got the giggles. You were just giggling during the break.
Yeah, it was funny. I was.
It was funny.
It was there's some weird things that happen, man, when you sit back and look at it. If you can take yourself out of your body and look at it, and I kind of did that when I walked in the bathroom.
This just happened.
This just happened.
Okay.
So we walked in the bathroom. We were just talking about Charlie Cook.
Charlie Cook has been here a long time. He runs. He's our market head programmer.
Mm-hmm.
He's in charge of programming for all 5 radio stations.
Yeah, and he's stepping away.
Yeah.
Retiring.
Just found out today.
Just found out today. And so that was we just had this conversation, and I just saw him when I walked in the bathroom. It's Charlie right there, drying his hands and throwing the paper towel in the trash can. I'm like, Charlie! Like, dang, man. And we was kind of caught in the midst of.
In the bathroom.
Yeah, him about to come out, me about to go in, so the door closed behind me. So it was me and him just face to face. I said, dang, Charlie, you walking away from me? He said, yep, been doing it for a long time. So I gave him a hug in the bathroom. And then Charlie looked at me while I was going to the stall, and I was like, man, we going to miss you. And he was like, yep, miss you guys too. And he walked out, and I was like, this is kind of awkward and weird. Like, I just
You didn't think about it in the moment.
No, it was because it was right in the moment, because we were both in the moment. But then when he walked away, I was like, dang, I'm coming in here to use the bathroom. I'm talking to him at the stall while using the bathroom, telling him how much I'm going to miss him after giving him a hug.
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
So is it, are you saying like, is it like a correct behavioral thing to hug another man in the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't know where that lies, especially a guy that's retiring.
What does that have to do with
I think
it?
that may give you a open door to be like, okay, you can get away with it. I couldn't high five him. That would have been like, hey.
Yeah, because he had just washed his
like
hands.
weird.
You hadn't done it yet.
Yeah.
High five's kind of weird anyway.
High fives are weird, ain't it? Like low fives are cool, handshakes. A high five, that means something really phenomenal just happened. Can you do a high five outside of a sporting event?
I can't tell you the last time I high fived another man.
I'm trying to tell you. What I'm trying to tell you.
Women like to high five.
No, they like to do 2 hands.
Yes, they
High
do.
five. I hate the 2-hand high five.
But you do it.
I will. Especially at games. Hell yeah. Pow. Like, it's weird, man. But yeah, I just hugged Charlie Cook
In the bathroom.
in the bathroom. Shout out to Charlie.
One of the most talented country programmers in America, Charlie Cook.
Holding it down.
Wow.
There's a lot going on, yo.
That was a lot to take in. Yeah, you sent me. And so did Hunk, because he came up with a hippo video.
Yeah, shout out to Hunk, man. Everybody, hey, this is like, until we get everything fixed, this is going to be Geographical Network /3HL.
Right now, the hippopotamus is searching for dinner.
The lonely hippopotamus.
Look at them teeth.
With enormous teeth. Bicuspids.
Big old. That's what they are? I was like, man, them large.
Man, I'm just running my mouth.
Okay. You got holes where those go.
But anyway, if you check out YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitch,
Please.
you won't get us, but you'll get a shot of a hippo with his mouth open, ready to eat you.
Going to change every hour, too.
Candy B91, hungry hippos.
That's right.
All right, from NinersNation.com, there are 7 potential candidates listed for the 49ers defensive coordinator opening. 3 of them are in-house. So 4 of them, according to NinersNation.com. The external candidates, that list includes former Titans head coach Mike Vrabel.
For defensive coordinator?
Yeah. Check out what they say. They do talk about the potential power dynamic between head coach Kyle Shanahan and Vrabel, asking how much control would Vrabel get in implementing his style versus working within the framework of the 49ers' preferred system. Don't even go down that road. San Francisco. If that's the question, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the answer is.
Y'all know what it is. Vrabel, listen, man. Vrabel got a way of doing things. Let him do his thing. Y'all bring him in.
Listen, if you want him, you're going to get him.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't want him expecting somebody else.
Yeah, come on. That ain't what you're getting.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that. Sorry.
It's not like you're expecting a hippo and you get a ferret.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Another candidate mentioned, current Titans cornerbacks coach and defensive passing game coordinator. I didn't write his name down. It's Chris Harris, right?
Yeah, he with us though, right?
Yeah.
Can't offer somebody. We just got him situated.
He is situated. He interviewed for the 49ers defensive coordinator spot last year, but Steve Wilkes got the job. He also interviewed recently for the defensive coordinator openings with the Bears and Jaguars before landing this gig with the Titans. Just got him situated. We were talking about this. This flew under the radar for me, but Kalen DeBoer hired an offensive line coach and offensive coordinator that both left to go to Seattle.
Yeah,
last week.
Sure. Yeah.
That flew under the radar for me.
Yeah, it did. I guess people can do what they want to do. That's my analysis.
You are out of control.
That's my analysis.
You sure you didn't take a gummy in the bathroom with Charlie Cook?
People can do whatever they want to do. You all go where they want to go.
Happy birthday, Lolita.
It's that simple, man.
Well, she's funny because she'll just pop up at remotes, and I won't even know she's there until she's walking out the door.
Yeah.
She would have just sat over in the corner.
Sure would have.
She did that at Hattie B's.
Hattie B's, yep.
She popped up in there. Number 8, Tennessee crushed Arkansas 92-63 in Fayetteville last night. Vols had lost 7 in a row in Bud Walton Arena, had not won there in more than a decade. The 29-point win was the second largest margin of victory against a conference opponent on the road for Tennessee in nearly 50 years, per 24/7 Sports. Jonas Adu led the way, 23 points and 12 rebounds. He was 11 of 14 from the floor. Dalton Connect with 22. It was much more than that from Connect, though.
Yes, it was.
What got into him?
Man, a film session. That's what I would think. First of all, Texas A&M did a great job of creating matchups with him and attacking him, getting him in foul trouble. And at some point, he was giving up straight line drives. Like you got to give us some more effort. You know what I'm saying? And he did that against Arkansas. Another group of great individual guys that can play one-on-one. But he buckled down, kept the man in front, blocked some shots, 3 blocked shots. And I think, man, when you get a guy like with his stature and his what he can do offensively, playing defense like that, that becomes contagious.
And it's funny that you say film session. I was wondering that because he kept jumping passing lanes like he had seen something on film.
Right. And there's a lot of anticipation. Like you can't play defense a step slow. You got to be anticipating in a step before the offense get there, especially if you're going to try to go get steals. And you should, as long as he is, and athletic as he is, sneaky quick.
Yes, because it happens every game. Everyone misjudges his speed coming down on breaks. Mm-hmm. And he gets an angle because it looks like they just misjudged how fast he was.
Right.
And then you're right, he's so long.
Long, man.
That dunk from the logo in the middle of the lane with 2 hands.
That was sick.
I said glided.
Yeah, but that's what he did.
He glid.
He did glid all the way through, all the way to the basket. Like that was pretty impressive. I also thought coming into the game, Peter Burns had asked me, what do I expect to happen in this game? I said establish Jonas Adu. And they came right out, established him. One of the things that have been lost in the last couple of games is you haven't had his output. So you put in even more. The reason we notice Santiago Vescovi and Josiah Jordan-James and the production of them being low is because Adu was no longer having those double-doubles. Zakai wasn't going off the way he was. So now you're looking like, where are we getting these points from? But yesterday, Adu came out strong, finishing around the basket, getting ball, giving some good moves, and dunking, which was great to see. Zakai was aggressive, but Jordan Gainey coming off the bench was just as impactful as Dalton Connect's actually.
17.
Yeah, that was huge. And some big shots when left open. Being able to get to the middle of the lane, shot 2 or 3 floaters that were really nice. So once you start to get things rolling that way, then you get Josiah with 10 or 12 points. Then it looks good. Santi can go hit a 3 here or there, and you'll be fine. But when it starts to get rolling, and it should, with the games they have Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Texas A&M. With those games circled, you ought to be able to build momentum getting ready to go into that 4-game stretch at the end, which is a haul.
More on Tennessee, Arkansas in just a second. We were talking earlier. Don actually said these words to me yesterday. I'm going to stay in my lane. You run the show, Mayor. I could not believe I heard it. I don't remember in what reference that was, but maybe Chris in Columbia does. Chris, what's up?
Hey man, how y'all doing?
What's up, Chris?
Hey, I don't remember what context it was in either, but Slay, she said it. I got Britt's back on that when she said it, and I almost get off the road.
Yeah, that's a new one right there.
Did you hear the pause after she said it? I just looked at her like my brain had trouble processing what had just happened.
It. I'm hard.
Yeah, it got all of us. I think it threw all of us for a loop.
It's hard for me to process it right now. Like, what? Wow.
Well, I just wanted to call and get Britt's back on that. Hey, Slay.
I appreciate that, man.
Hey, go Big Orange.
Go Vols, baby.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
That's what
Appreciate
I'm
it,
talking about, man.
Dylan in Hermitage next up on 3HL. Dylan, what's up?
Hey, I agree that, UT looked almost flawless, but yet again, their free throw shooting going into a tournament, it's key that they hit those, and they just, including Connect, they just can't hit them.
Yeah, it's wild. Like he's 76%, but it seems like lately he'll miss like 2, 3, 4 in a row.
Yeah.
But then
If you
last
watch
night
him,
he got
looks like
hot from the line. So I don't know.
He looks like he would be a 90% free throw shooter, but he gets up there and he's lucky to be high 70s.
So I watched that last night, and I always notice trends. One thing that
Thank
I
you,
would
Dylan.
take away,
Appreciate
that, Dylan. One thing I would take away from him is the spin of the ball at the end. Like I used to go with it's one thing.
Are you
when
saying he was tired?
No. So
Okay.
what he does when he walks up to the line, he spins the ball, dribbles, and then spins the ball back to him again and catches it and shoots from the spin.
So the spin isn't in the same place every time.
No, exactly. And your groove might be off with your hand. So my thing would be when you're dribbling the ball at the free throw line, you're breaking your wrist with the dribble.
So
I
it
saw
comes
Ray Allen
back
do
up
that.
the same exact way.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I learned that from Ray Allen. Like you break your wrist. So that's the thing. You got to watch shooters if you want to shoot. Like it makes sense. So
You want to know what's wild about Dylan's call?
what?
Because I was kind of thinking that too. You know what they were last night?
I'm looking at it.
21 of 24
That's
from
why
the free
I
throw
didn't
line.
really. I think he was saying that's how they can play if they're making their free throws. Because I was noticing they weren't missing.
Because
free
Dalton
throws.
Connect was 7 of 10, but he did miss 2. Like he had 2 free throws and missed both of them.
Yep.
And so like those things stick out.
Even Tobey
So
made his free throws.
From the free throw line, you almost remember the misses and don't remember the makes.
Just because it's so glaring, and you've seen that over the stretch of these games, him not being able to get up there and knock free throws down, going 1
He said
for
his
2.
dad gives him crap immediately after the game.
He should. If I run
And that
into
he
him, I'm
goes,
do it.
if he does not do well from the line, he goes into the gym and shoots free throws
He most
after the game.
definitely should. Too good of a score to leave points out there.
But good point, Dylan. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Because they have had games like that for sure, but not last night, 21 to 24. Vols are 18-6 overall. They're 8-3 in SEC play. They are in a 3-way tie for second in the loss column behind Alabama with South Carolina and Auburn. Tennessee hosts Vanderbilt Saturday at 5 on the SEC Network. Vols have won 12 of the last 13 in the series, including a 75-62 win in Nashville a few weeks ago. Vanderbilt has not won in Knoxville since 2017.
Yeah, ain't no need changing that. I will say, when you look at the Vols in this situation, you put yourself in a good spot because you actually do control your destiny. Like if you want to go win the SEC, you can lose 1 or 2 of these games down this stretch and still go at least tie for the SEC because of what you said earlier. You play all 3 of these teams: Alabama, at South Carolina, and Auburn comes to you.
And Kentucky here.
And
in
Kentucky
Knoxville.
in Knoxville, yeah. So that's you can go handle business. It's right there for the taking. What
So-
you gonna do?
Even though you cannot watch us on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch until Monday,
Twitch, please.
you can watch. Why are you laughing?
Because I've already got my video for tomorrow, the first one.
That's what I'm talking about, huh?
It's yeah.
That's how you come through.
He's
right
working
there.
in advance, and he's laughing about it. I like this. I feel good about
This
this.
is gonna be
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, let's.
But that's for tomorrow.
Yes, for tomorrow. 3
Right now,
o'clock
you got a
hours.
hippo.
Yes, y'all.
He's just talking away.
It's National Hippo Day. But you could still perform on the, I don't know why. You can perform on the Evident Bake Chat. Taylor writes, what does Ray Allen know about shooting?
right, exactly. You're exactly right.
M. Bob said he glid. We totally just made up a word. We're not down with glided.
No, we glidden.
He glid.
We glidden everywhere.
All right, more next. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Want to tell you about Brentwood Jewelry, my friends over there, the Amalie family. They have new hours in 2024, opening back up on Mondays. They're open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m., on Saturdays from 9 until 4, and they were always a click away at BrentwoodJewelry.com. And they can do any and everything. They can supply you with any and everything, and including this little idea. Maybe you have a family heirloom that's precious to you, but it's not a style or a piece that you would wear. It's hard to let someone take your priceless heirloom and transform that into something you can wear every day. But that is exactly what Brentwood Jewelry is known for, creating custom pieces. They can transform and create a personalized piece that is as unique as the person who left you the keepsake. You can customize a piece for an anniversary, special birthday, or just because. Gift. Brentwood Jewelry has the best selection of gems and diamonds from which you can choose. Just pick your stones, meet with one of their designers, and create a custom piece that will exceed your expectations. They have a great watch selection as well, and you can check them out online. I'll tell you about that in just a second. 7012 Church Street, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What up, y'all?
Did you know this? You're working on Saturday. Not that part. I'm sure you know that. That's your 12-hour day at the SEC Network. The NCAA will release its initial top 16 seeds from the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee on Saturday.
Really?
Yeah.
When they start doing that? They've been doing that?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I read that story and I was like, like the college football playoff thing.
Yeah,
That's what it's like.
That's
Top 16.
That's gonna create some energy right there.
I think it's smart, right? Like get people talking.
Yep. Dang, I don't know how I missed that. Well, that's over with.
Shout out. No one, because I missed. Rush Limbaugh used to do that. Just ball up paper into a microphone.
I wonder when they started doing that. That's pretty cool, though. That kind of wraps it up.
Now you're making me wonder if that story is real.
No. I think it is real. I just don't remember them ever doing it. Maybe I never paid attention to it last year when I should have been paying attention to it. You're going to be an analyst, Slay. Or you just going to do what you want to do. I guess that's what I came up with. I can do what I want to do.
I'm not going to look at your silly poll.
Yeah, what is that? I got my own poll.
Your little baby poll.
Yeah,
I got my poll right here.
Yeah. I tell
Top
you what's going to
16.
happen. Yeah.
I got my 16.
Like what? Wow.
No, that's true.
That's pretty dope.
On Saturday, first place Alabama plays Texas A&M at home. Texas A&M needs to not drop 2 games in a row. That game against Vanderbilt was a crusher.
The crazy thing, they clawed back, man.
They did claw back. But, like, early on, their body language was awful. It looked like they thought they could walk into that gym, run around for a little bit, walk out of there with a 20-point win, and go home.
Why wouldn't you think that, though, y'all?
I guess that's true.
That's the toughest part. Like, they really have the sneak up on you surprise method going, Vandy. I do. Like, you think
the sneak up on you surprise method.
Yeah, all at the same time. It's 2 of them. It sneak up on you, then boom, surprise.
Yeah. Do they use the Pythagorean theorem there with that? Is that how you say that?
They got it going. They dare you to think that you can beat them, and then that's why. See, this is my thing. With Vandy fans, listen. If Ezra Mannion, the reason they made that run last year in the tournament when Big Lim Robbins, of course they had other guys, Jordan Wright, everybody was playing well, but Ezra Mannion was scoring the ball.
Yeah, he was.
Like, he's still been facilitating playmaking. Man, he was shooting the 3. People was going on the screen. He was making them pay. He got to get back to doing that. Like, you can't wait on newsflash. You don't have the talent to get everybody involved, brother. Like, it's you and Tyler Lawrence. I will say Van Leuven came to play.
Van Leuven. We were talking about how they didn't have anybody
in
down
the
low.
front court, yeah.
A&M had nothing for him.
At all. So, that, like, you got something now.
That was crazy element to that game.
You got to go deliver, man. But it starts with him.
And he wanted the ball, too.
Yes, he did. And was scoring it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man.
9-3 Auburn against Kentucky, 5 o'clock on ESPN. 9-3 South Carolina against LSU, 2:30 SEC Network. 8-3 Tennessee against Vanderbilt, 5 o'clock SEC Network. And I went ahead and threw Florida in here because they're right behind that 4 at 7-4. Nobody really talking about them. 7-4 Florida at Georgia, 12 o'clock on the SEC Network.
Yeah, that's still going to be good. Florida got to go to Georgia. Georgia's been in some games, man. And as much as people,
weird.
They are. As much as people shocking everyone, Florida's really good, though. They can get Florida. Be interesting to see, though.
That was my analysis.
Good job.
Georgia's weird.
That was to see. Well, I'm trying to tell you, people can go where they want to go, yo. And coaches think they got to stay at one job. They can go anywhere.
Do what they want to do. I keep forgetting Mike White's there until I turn him on.
Because he's there.
He's there.
He's right there coaching.
He is. Steve in Manchester. Steve, what's up?
Hey, guys. First of all, hey, happy Hippo Day.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Listen, it's a big day in the 3HL world.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, I listened to the show.
Happy birthday, Lolita.
I can vouch for Dawn saying that to you about staying in her lane.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What's she talking about?
Yeah, she gave up complete control right there. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, absolutely. 49er fan here. Just I've been on the golf course all day. I didn't realize Rabel was in the hunt for the defensive coordinator's job in San Francisco.
According to NinersNation.com.
Man, listen, our cap this year is $211 million. C-Mac made $3.2 million. He's making $14.1 this year. I want to tell Rand, stay away from IU, stay away from Debo. And of course, Purdy, he's going to make $900,000 again next year.
Yep.
I call him Joe Montana Jr. They're going to have to pay him at some point.
Yes,
Yep.
they are.
But why they fired Wilkes? I mean, first of all, Shanahan has got an ego as big as the state of California. I mean, he can back it up with his offense, man. But you put him and Vrabel, it's like having two rhinos in the same room butting heads. I mean,
Yeah, I think that's true too. Yep.
And I don't know. I still don't understand why, because Wilkes' defense was ranked in the top in every category. I think what happened was York or Lynch said, "Okay, somebody's head's going to have to fall because we lost another Super Bowl." That's what I'm thinking.
All I could find on that was like they were number one pretty much in everything last year. They were third in points per game allowed this year. Wow. But they did struggle against the run in the playoffs, and they might point to this 5.1 yards per carry. They gave up in the playoffs.
I mean, they added Chase Young, and they had him, and then the other. I'm an Ohio State hater. The other Ohio State guy, but I love his 49ers. But I just can't figure out what they're. This will be the fourth defensive coordinator in 4 years in San Francisco. And so whoever they hire is going to be the fourth one in 4 years.
All right.
With all that talent on that side of the ball.
What Shanahan needs to do, I mean, he is an offensive genius. I mean, a Galileo, he needs
Galileo.
and just handle the defense, so he doesn't have to worry about it.
Oh yeah.
But I'm going to beat my head all spring because I'm looking at the list of the salaries. Trent Williams goes from $12.9 to $31 million. Debo goes from $8 million to $28 million this year. Fred Warner goes from $9 million to $24 million. George Kittle goes from $9 million to $21 million. I mean, where do they get the money? Let me ask you guys: can they backload cap money?
Well, you just have to redo deals.
Yeah, and I'm hoping because you guys know as well, and I love the Titans. They're my second team. But the 49ers have got this offense that if they could keep them together, it'd be like Troy and Emmett and I'm not a cow. I'm a cowgirl disliker as well. That's
Novacek.
Yeah, exactly. But
and playmaker.
And I'm going to. This will be my last call to you guys about the Niners because I want to ask Slay a couple questions. Ron, I played basketball in Coffee County back in 1972. We played East Nashville. Would a name ring a bell? Does your knowledge of national basketball go back that far?
I hope so.
Remember the name Ken Leatherwood?
Oh.
Kenny Leatherwood.
No, I'm going to have to check. I'm sure I'm going to get some messages from my historians.
Hey, listen, man. Cat put up 42 points against beat us by 60 points that night. It was unbelievable. Two other guys know. I wish
Steve, we need to go, bro.
Okay, sorry.
Up against it.
Call
Thank
tomorrow,
you,
brother.
Appreciate you, man.
Call you tomorrow, man.
Yeah,
man. Thank you, bro.
It's funny. The next show that's putting pressure on us right now to get out of here is us.
Oh yeah, we running us out here,
right? Huh?
Yeah. Luckily, one of their people aren't in today, so you got a little bit more leeway.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
There's one person in there that she's fiery. Just luckily she's not here today.
Oh, good for her. Well, she'll be back tomorrow. She'll have her flamethrower ready, I'm sure. It is Friday edition coming up tomorrow. Hey, appreciate y'all. Seriously, love y'all. Good night. God bless. Stay safe.
See y'all. Wouldn't want to be. Shout out to the Hippos. Happy birthday, Mama.
Yeah.